Tuesday. I love that idea. Come Tuesday, you might have saw it coming tonight. Come Tuesday. But come Tuesday, I'm coming tonight. Come Tuesday. Come Tuesday. I love come Tuesday. Come Tuesday. Come Tuesday. Saw it coming tonight. Come Tuesday. Come Tuesday.
Come Tuesday.
Punk ass sissified boys, please suck my ass. On diarrhea day, dog.
Oh, happy diarrhea day, dog.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Suck a dog off. Suck a dog off.
I tell you what I do.
Suck a dog off.
I tell you what I do.
Suck a dog off. Dog off.
We got another one. We got another one. Why he looking in my mouth? Why he looking in my ass? Dog. Please.
Suck a dog off.
Dog. Please.
Suck a dog off.
Dog.
Dog off.
Dog. Please.
Suck a dog off. Suck a dog off.
Dog. I tell you what I do.
Suck a dog off.
I tell you what I do.
Suck a dog off. Dog off.
We got another one. We got another one. Why he looking in my mouth? Dog. I'm touching him anytime I feel like it. I'm touching him now. I'm touching him now. Dog. Touching him now. Dog. Mirror Mom. Who? Over-sexualize everything. Five guys. Fuck my wife. Fuck my wife. Five guys. Absolutely has sex with my wife. With my wife. Five guys. Sex with my wife. Oiled up. Slippery. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sex with my wife. Tyrone. Kevin. Kilmurray. 7. My wife is squirting everywhere. Oiled up. Sauce all over her ass. Five guys. Absolutely has sex with my wife. With my wife. Five guys. Sex with my wife. Oiled up. Slippery. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sex with my wife. Rick and Bob. Who? The child.
chocolate starfish!
Meerkat Mob. Who?
Welcome everybody. Hello to another hybrid type stream. This one I am doing mostly to test out how the performance is gonna be, because yesterday it was choppy as fuck and the frame rate, not the frame rate, the bit rate was all over the place. I don't really know what happened. And today I was tweaking a bit and I had like a test stream that was like 2 hours long and everything seemed alright.
The boyfriend is here.
Hey, big ups, Fikes. I am here. Now, I have a couple of things to watch today. Nothing much. Should go to like an hour, hour and a half, maybe something like that. But first, let's talk about the positivity. The guy has been purchased. Congratulations for whoever got it for 5,600. That's an insane amount of money that I don't think any of us thought would be raised, especially by a single person. But you truly got a one-of-a-kind piece of merch, or one-of-a-kind piece of art. And you also helped a bunch of people in need. So congratulations, whoever that was. Thanks everybody for all the bids. There were 86 bids. This is an insane amount of money. If you still want to get something out of this whole campaign, you can go and you can buy a Guy Mini for as little as 25 bucks, which is crazy. Or if you want to get the high definition one with a full color, everything perfect, this one is $123. And you get a mini, you get a 3D 3D picture of it, but like it doesn't load for me. But there you go. It's a 2.5 inch tall, non-articulated The Guy figurine. So you get something. And if you would like to get a t-shirt, you could also get a t-shirt. All the profits from the figurines and the t-shirts go to the same cause, St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So there you go. A lot of positivity around this. We're really happy that we managed to get it out in this quality, especially Darksy and It's a Gundam. Those guys put in insane amounts of effort. So there you go. Big Silvano thumbs up.
My birthday with a Meerkat Mob stream. Can I get a I need my boyfriend?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need my boyfriend.
Happy birthday, Kenneth. Happy birthday. Everybody in chat, throw him a cake emoji. Until he gets as fat as Cat is. Bleh. So yeah, it was Tevin's birthday yesterday. It's Kenneth's birthday today. Super positive. What do I think Dave thinks of the Guy figurine? Well, he can't really say anything bad about it because objectively, there's an insane amount of talent and hard work that went into it. And it's for a good cause. It's not like we're just fucking jerking ourselves off. And it's a professionally made product. It's something that somebody's gonna get, appreciate, and value. And yeah, that's it. It's pretty fucking crazy, man. Whatever he thinks is pretty much invalid. He can go suck a dog off. Nobody cares what DSP thinks about anything. Yeah, the links to those things are in the description, so if you're interested, you can go check them out. Now, from yesterday, I think there was one clip I wanted to check out, actually, but I might just go through the whole pre-stream and just skip through the dog shit, which, you know, we're gonna be skipping a lot. So today he is doing Final Fantasy 16. There you go. Or as I like to call it, Spinal Fantasy, because it's the fantasy that his back's gonna be fixed someday. The daily wrap. Shall we check out the daily wrap first? I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and
Phil
welcome
here.
to the daily wrap for what was Monday, July 17th, 2023. What a fun day it was. What a good variety day it was. What a nice day it was. And one of my new shirts, nice and comfy. It was a good day.
This new shirts thing is really obnoxious, because normally people would just dress up nice and nobody would notice because they usually dress up nice. And this dude has been dressing up like trash for a decade, and now he expects everybody to respect him because he bought a new shirt from like Walmart or something.
Overall, let's talk about what happened today. First of all, on today's Level 1 podcast, it was definitely a chill day. There wasn't a heck of a lot to really go over. There wasn't much to review. And because of that, essentially, I really just kind of relaxed a little bit and had a lot of Q&A with the viewers, which was nice.
A lot of Q&A. You
And
know
it
what
went
to
pretty well. It was
expect.
just a more relaxed day overall, which I very much enjoyed. Then we jumped into Street Fighter 6 and serious business as I was trying to level
Serious
up my Blanca
business.
in Diamond ranking. The good news is I did that. Of course, the further in that I get into higher ranks of Street Fighter 6 ranked gameplay,
The more
all right,
competitive
the
it
harder
gets.
it's going to be.
Yes.
And sadly, there's going to be a lot more of these very hard to counter pattern style.
Oh my
players that are
god.
playing
Fucking
online.
excuses.
Not to say that everyone
Hard to counter pattern style players. It's more like the higher you get in the rankings, people get more skilled and have a bigger desire to win. And he wants to play ranked against people who don't really want to win. Yes, he wants to play competitive against people who are not competitive.
I played today was awful. That is far from the truth. But the more that I play, the more I realize, yeah, basically when they're at those levels, this piece of hair all day, look at this, was sticking up and it would never stop puffing up like that. Well,
Go take a shower.
no matter what, there's these people who've played and it's not like, okay, just to put it in a nutshell, you can tell the true mettle of a player of a fighting game when what they're trying to do isn't working and they can adapt to the situation and learn and then play better.
So DSP is a bronze
If
then.
you have a strategy with a certain character,
Is that what this
and
means?
someone found a way around it, well, you adjust. Or you look for an opening in their game plan and punish it and or whatever. It's called reacting to what's going on in the game. Sadly,
Oh
I'd say
yeah, I forgot. He has a dedicated React channel, so obviously he is good at that. He's basically a professional reactor. React guy.
no exaggeration, about 50 or more % of the players playing Street Fighter 6, even at high ranks, don't have that knowledge of a fighting game. They learned a pattern that they just use ad nauseum online, and it works. Some of them, the pattern is guessing, meaning they have 3 options. Just guess one of the options and do it. They didn't look at what you were doing. They just guessed. And if it worked, it worked. And if it didn't, well, oh well. I'll continue on with the safe mode pattern until I hit them again, and then we do this, the guessing
The safe
again.
mode
It's a
pattern.
little annoying, because I came from an era where you couldn't play like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, well now you can. And you gotta adapt, right? We're talking about adapting. Well, now you gotta adapt. And if you're learning, that's failing to adapt. So there you go.
Everything that you did in old school
Thanks
Street
for
Fighter
stopping by,
was
Grandpa.
Essentially, a little bit of reacting to what the other player was doing, trying to outsmart them, to bait them. This is literally just do the same thing ad nauseum and hope it hits. And if it doesn't, oh well, back away and try again and guess again. And I'm noticing that even even at higher levels. So I started off today at lower 3-star diamond with Blanca, and by the end of the stream, I was around a third to getting towards a halfway into 4-star diamond. Okay, so I leveled up again, another whole level on today's major stream of Blanca. I called it the Blanca Brazilian bash.
Brazilian?
As I tried to
Is
just
Blanca
right-click
Brazilian?
Blanca, okay. What I'm noticing is that in a lot of cases, there's certain characters that don't seem very good against Blanca. I actually think Blanca soundly beats characters like Marisa.
The Brazilian
Zangief.
bash. Okay, we're skipping through this.
I'm trying to hang up after being like this. Just want to do
What?
a meaty attack. I want to throw out like a medium punch.
Yeah. Okay, we don't actually care
I'm
about
like,
this.
Is this really what Street Fighter is going to be at high levels? So now you can't even do meaty attack setups. You can't do anything because anyone could just mash jab through everything. So it just becomes, essentially what will happen is just going to become drive rushing. Everyone when mid-screen just drive rushes each other until something hits. And then it becomes a giant punish combo or something. Or you push them to the corner and now it's just the guessing rock, paper, scissors of, do I need to throw? Do I need to do a dash cancel? Do I need to do an overhead? Do I do a drive impact? Like, it's kind of like there's 3 or 4 options and you just randomize between them. I am a little worried about that, but then again, I think that's what fighting games have always kind of been.
Yeah, don't worry about that, Dave. You're never gonna be on the level of like actual pros. So you're gonna end up at some point and you're gonna hit your ceiling and then you're just gonna play guys that are that good. You're not gonna go to a point where you're genuinely gonna be struggling super hard.
At high level, at highest level, they kind of
Highest
become that,
level.
where so many strategies are neutralized. And
Is he implying that he's playing at a highest level?
up to this point, I felt has been really good. But as I'm getting higher ranked with him, he doesn't seem as good. And it's funny because some people say he's not really top tier. He's kind of like maybe low mid tier, high mid tier.
Keep in mind the last time he mattered in the landscape of fighting games was like 2005.
But really it is that upper echelon of 5 or so fighters that have the mid-screen drive rushes that are so good, that are the best, and no one else can really hang. I'm starting to see that now. It's weird because at first, you know, Blanca seemed like he was probably the best in the game. But now that I'm getting up there, I'm like, dude, so Jab is beating everything. Like, Jab beats all of my strategies and everything that I can do. So what am I supposed to do? Just fucking throw out Blanca balls the whole round and hope they hit? That's stupid, you know? So, I don't know. The good news is, I won a bunch and we did level up Blanca. But I'm not even sure at the end of the day if I won more than I lost. I went on a 10-win
Why
streak
would you care about that?
We're in 4-star diamond. This is not low-level win streak against scrubs. This is people who know what they're doing. I'm going on crazy win streaks and stuff.
He's going on crazy win streaks. Look at how much he's fucking sucking his own dick, dude. And it's like, this is also a public personality. There should be people who would suck his dick equally or more than he is sucking his own dick. But he's fucking blowing his own horn so hard, man. It's ridiculous. Be so proud about yourself. Man, I was good on winning streaks.
It's really good. Definitely my reactions are improving better. My combo, my spacing, my knowledge, you know, everything. My matchup knowledge too, getting much better. So that's great that I did as well as I did, and I'm still making progress. Seems like every time I use Blanca in ranked, I level him up a bit, right? In fact, there's 2 levels left. There's 5-star diamond and master. That's all I have left. But I think 5-star diamond, I think to get to that, like right now, I want to say I'm like 22,000.
Bro, he's not making it to master.
Or almost.
What are you talking about?
23,000 points. And I think for 5-star.
The only thing he's mastering is baiting. You get it? Master baiting.
Diamond, you need like 23,600 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I think with your 5-star diamond, you need to go all the way to 25,000, and then you're
1,000.
So that's like a big grind. You know, if I consistently win more than I lose, it could still take 3 or more major streams to hit master with Blanca. And I know you guys don't want to just see Blanca, so that's why I'm not just doing Blanca.
Oh my god, this is the most fucking obnoxious yapping.
Cool down and come back. Oh my god. When I come back, I was good, and I ended up going on a win streak again. So that's what I need to do. I need to use all these suggestions and input for Street Fighter 4. Basically, I finished up communications wing. All right, that gave you a code. Use that code. You open up a locker. Oh, this leads you to be able to get into another area. You go into that area. Oh, well, now I need an item from this other area. So you go to that area. You solve puzzles there. You got to backtrack. Got another code. Go back to the lockers. Ooh, look, I got a key item like a lighter. Now I can light things and create bombs and stuff. So
oh, that's great, dude.
Another area. Ooh.
As far as I've heard, the Amnesia streams are like absolute dog shit.
Look, at the end of that
because he doesn't know anything.
area, I got a tool that I really needed. Once I got the tool, then you continue on, go to the next area. So tonight I cleared like 3 areas. I cleared communications, was basically at the end, so we cleared that. Then we did maintenance, and we did the prison. We cleared all of those tonight. And now,
that was support,
if you
though.
look at the map of
I think support was mid on the Amnesia stream.
Amnesia the Bunker.
But he should be able to finish it in like 1 to 2 streams time.
The only thing left is the arsenal.
Shouldn't be that big of a struggle.
The whole idea is you're trying to escape the bunker. You're trying to get this dynamite and blow the blocked off bunker back open so you can escape. And I think that's the dynamite is in the arsenal. But it's weird. I almost feel like it's a bait and switch. I feel like we're gonna get to the arsenal when I play again. There'll be stuff in there to do. Now I have all the tools I need to maneuver in the game, so I can you know, do a bolt cutter to cut chains. I can unscrew screws and crawl through ducts and stuff like that. So I think we'll do all that. But I get the feeling once we get to the end, it's going to be a trick. That's not the end, because there's already been illusion in the game that there's this hidden underground thing, this Roman tunnel or structure. And
the Roman.
That's where this creature,
the bloodline, lives there.
Come from. And maybe there's a liquid down there that's making people hallucinate or maybe mutate. So I get the feeling there's going to be more to it. All the Amnesia games seem more grounded in reality and then go crazy near the end. And I almost feel like that's what's going to happen here, is that we're going to be near, all we got to do is blow the tunnel open. And no. Like,
all right, skip.
Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to beat it next. Attendance was good.
Okay.
It was more engaged audience. The trolls stayed the fuck out, which was...
The trolls stayed the fuck out. How? How does he even know this shit, bro?
Got their asses kicked out.
Oh, yeah. The trolls that were there got banned, so that made them stay out. This dude is so ridiculous. Support
was great.
Support was
a good
awesome.
Night for support for Amnesia. I was very pleased because I was like, dude, the game is good. I'm going to keep playing it no matter what. I couldn't believe
support was
how
badass.
The last time I played it 2 nights ago was the slowest supported night of the entire year. That really threw me for a loop. This time, complete opposite. Everything was good.
What, is he gonna act like he...
Support was good.
Never mind.
No complaints whatsoever. Thank you to anyone who was there live and supported it. Thanks to those who actually left comments on the playthrough and said, yeah, please keep playing it.
Please,
really
please, Phil.
I'll keep it up. For you guys, thank you so much.
Hey, big ups, 15 months, Bilotti, dude.
All right.
Big ups.
All right, what's going on Tuesday?
Come Tuesday.
Well, for
What is he
Tuesday
doing
18th,
today?
First of all, I'll be back to a t-shirt tomorrow. I've worn these nice shirts for a couple of days. I'll go back to my t-shirts for tomorrow. Not that you care.
Well, if we don't care, why is it a big deal? Why is it such a thing that you're proud of and we should respect you for? If nobody should care about if you're wearing a t-shirt or if you're wearing a shirt.
It's going to be Final Fantasy 16, continuing on. And we're in the midst of a very exciting story segment. It almost feels like we're at the climax where we're going to have like a big boss fight at the end. From what I'm going to understand from what people who played the game are saying, we're going to do that. Then there's going to be another kind of filler boring segment. But if I get far enough, I might be able to do 2 very interesting story segments tomorrow. That'll get me much further into the game. So I'm hoping for that. I'm actually hoping we can get far enough that actually we do a bunch of progress and we can actually get way further into the story. I would really enjoy that if we could do that. So
okay, let's jump to the other one.
By the way, it's absolutely allows us to chill and talk. On Wednesday, my final consecutive.
Okay, this is just a bullshit schedule segment. Let's see, a chill day of Q&A. Wow, that's so exciting for a podcast. So let's see what we got in the beginning. Hello everyone, it's Phil here. You can see I'm wearing a nice fucking shirt.
Closely every single day. And today it just so happens I started today's podcast maybe like 5 minutes early. And it's funny because we have way less viewers.
Okay.
Probably just because I started a few minutes early. And I guarantee you give it 5-10 minutes, you're going to see the viewers shoot up. I guess because I'm just so consistent.
You're late every day, dumbass. That's why they're showing up late, because they know you're late. And now, one day he was at work on time, and he's upset people didn't fucking show up on time. You know, what a fucking idiot. He's so consistent. He flipped it into a good thing.
So people kind of know, oh, I gotta show
He's
up.
late every day. He starts the stream on the time he's supposed to start, or like 5 minutes later, and then he runs music for like 20 minutes.
Around like 11:07 to 11:10, and that's when the show starts and stuff like that. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How are you today? Today is Monday, the 17th of July, 2023. Of course, I am Darkside I welcome you here to the show. A much cooler day here today in Washington State. Our temperatures went from upwards of 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit down to the 70s today, which is a good thing. I do have the air conditioners on in the house, but I'm able to have them at a lower level. Even the air conditioner here in the office I have kind of on low. I'm hoping.
Dude, even 90 degrees Fahrenheit is not that bad. That's like 32 Celsius. Here right now is like 38 Celsius. God damn it. This motherfucker's gonna die complaining. 38, let's see. 38 is gonna be like 100.
Stays cool.
If it gets like 100 at his place, he's dying. We're losing him.
Because as you know, things are going to heat up today on stream as I play with Blanca exclusively.
Things are going to heat up.
Get good with him and level him up, like I said, hopefully through the rankings.
Why is there
Diamond
a
all the way up to
daily AC
Master.
update?
We're currently
So you can know he's like the news station and the weatherman and the TV guide, because he gives you the schedule like 1,000 times per day. He gives you the weather update and he gives you the gaming news, although he's wrong every time.
at Diamond 3-star level around.
So he's the whole package. That's why.
Middle of Diamond 3-star. So it's going to take some work. It's probably going to take multiple streams of, pretty consistent winning. But I feel like of all the characters in Street Fighter 6, Blanca is definitely kind of my groove in this one. And once again, excuse me, because I got post-nasal drip today.
Oh, he got the drip going.
I already sneezed this morning, and that always kills me. But anyway, I watched some tech videos.
Sneezing with him must be crazy, because usually he just snorts it inside, and sneezing is like the reverse snort.
Videos last night. I actually watched the
I would
highest
understand
ranked
why it kills him.
Blanca. His name's like Nishinkin or Nishikin or something like that. And learned a few tricks. I did. I
Wow.
learned a couple of tricks that I'm going to try to implement in today's gameplay. And you know what's funny is, at this point with my Blanca, I almost kind of know exactly what to do for higher level gameplay. It's more about execution, and it's more about awareness of what character I'm facing and what works versus who. There are a few things I still don't do. Like, for example, high-level Blancas tend to do the aerial jump back and then Blanca ball, which seems to be pretty safe and, quite frankly, can get a lot of enemies by surprise. They don't expect it, especially when you have them kind of locked in the corner and you're doing your corner mix-up. You could jump back, then do Blanca ball to get right back in front of them again and either hit them or then kind of follow up with another hit string, which they're not expecting. So it's something else to implement into my game plan. I got a few little hit strings and combos and stuff. So I'm excited.
Okay, yeah, this is getting the skip.
they create and then try to push, and it's never correct. Really jumped on that. Like there's, oh, he's gonna wage quit the game and dumb shit like this.
Oh yeah, you see, now he's ranting about trolls out of nowhere. I don't even know why.
It ended up being the lowest supported stream of 2023.
Whoa.
And, you know,
the Guinness
trolls
World
definitely jumped on
Record.
that. Like there's, oh, he's gonna wage quit the game.
He's gonna
and dumb
wage
shit like
quit.
that. Because they're idiots. Again, their narrative is not reality. Their narrative is the narrative they create and then try to push, and it's never correct.
Never correct.
So tonight we jump back into that game.
And he was trying to push a narrative that some restreamer, who will remain anonymous, because he doesn't know him, sent all the trolls to troll him and ruin his Amnesia stream. So the trolls can have something to laugh at, because when he plays Street Fighter, they have nothing to laugh at. Because he's so good, and the gameplay and everything is so positive that we have nothing to talk about. Even though his clips of being terrible at Street Fighter have got actual hundreds of thousands of views altogether.
And, you know...
But yes, let's talk narratives, Phil.
I'm hoping I'm going to have some great progress. We kind of know what we need to do now in the communications area. We have a...
And, yeah, the trolls narrative is built from him doing stuff like that in the past, you know? It's a pattern of behavior. And his narrative is built from delusion and pulling shit out of his ass.
Goal set. And
so I don't know who is more trustworthy.
Also, we'll get some people who will show up and support the stream. Interestingly enough, I got a bunch of comments on my videos of the playthrough in particular, and also that daily wrap that day. And basically, the feedback I received was thus. People are liking the playthrough, but, you know, I did it as a night stream.
Okay.
When I do this night streams, immediately that kind of eliminates a lot of European viewers, because to them, it's a 7-hour time difference. If you do the math, you know, I'm streaming from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., right? So you're talking it's 2 a.m. to like 4 a.m. their time. They're asleep. So they can't see that stream. So a lot of European viewers, you know, they got to watch it on demand. And in addition to that, you know, some people are like, well, you know, I like horror, and this is a good game, and I'm going to watch it when I can, but I couldn't particularly just support that stream. But, you know, now that I heard what happened, you know, I'm going to try to come by. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Now that I heard what happened literally means now that you cried about this for so long, I feel bad about you, and I'm going to give you some money.
On the late stream.
That's fucking awesome. Imagine crying your way into donations.
There were quite a few people who left comments saying, hey, please continue the playthrough. We really are liking it so far. We like when you play horror games. The vibe is cool. And I
wonder if those people who watch the playthroughs on demand skip through all the segments where he's just crying about stuff in chat and the game is paused when he's putting people on the leaderboard and stuff like that. That is a complete waste of everybody's time. I wonder if they skip through it, or they just put it on the background and go and fuck off and do something else and don't even recognize he exists.
Yeah, continue. All right. So I'm going to play it tonight. We'll see how it goes. So here's the deal. Today, I don't have a heck of a lot to talk about. There's like one news story I'd like to cover, and it's not necessarily a particularly big or important one. So today, what I would like to do is go a little bit more laid back. Today, I'd like to have a more relaxed podcast, where after I just cover things like the schedule and like, you know, we'll have an opportunity to just kind of talk, do a little bit of Q&A back and forth. And you might say, whatever happened to Ask the King? You were supposed to do Ask the King.
Oh my God, Ask the King. He does a Q&A literally any day. Why does it matter?
There's been a reason to. If you haven't noticed,
yes,
like, we're busy with stuff, what we're doing, right? And there hasn't really been demand for it. I'm thinking we should do Ask the King in August, and here's why.
I'm thinking you should just stop doing Q&A every day so you can make Ask the King actually matter for shit. Because now it's completely irrelevant. It's worthless. It's like if we, in that being said, we just played messages on the Sunday episode, that would make the other one useless.
Number one, in August, there's not a heck of a lot going on with games at all. Like, games are very slow. There's like no real releases in August.
Or like make it so, let's say in the daily Q&A, you have only like 5 questions you're going to answer. You put some kind of a weird rule, stipulation, some kind of a condition that makes the other show actually matter.
I'm very interested in. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity to do other things. And number two, August is my anniversary month where I'm celebrating my 15-year anniversary as a YouTuber. So why...
Bro, he's talking about his anniversary as a YouTuber more than he talks about his anniversary with the person who is his soulmate and he loves more than his life.
Why not do an episode?
Which is the anniversary he actually forgot about, by the way. Because apparently that's what adults do. They forget about anniversaries with their soulmate.
Episode of my longest running show
guess.
ever, right? In that month, it would just make sense. It could be my anniversary episode of the show for August. So that's what I'm thinking is we'll bring back Ask the King sometime in August, all right? Now, by the way, there's something I would like to do. I received 10 gifted memberships on the stream this morning from Nathan Smith. And first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Nathan.
This guy is carrying the whole fucking stream by
I
himself.
really appreciate that. I
This
want to shout
Nathan.
this out now. Normally, I would do
Fuck
shout
man,
outs at the end of
Nathan.
my podcast. But for some weird reason, on YouTube, when you gift memberships, if you don't shout them out right away, you can't see the people who got them. I know that sounds really weird because it is. Like, why would I not be able to see who got the gifted membership? But that's how it works. Like, if I don't shout this out immediately, this will kind of like scroll off my screen and go away, and I'll never be able to see who got the gifted membership.
Hey, what's up,
So
Flip?
I'd like to just go ahead and shout it out now.
And the rest
so
of
that
chat.
way, you know, these people get shout outs and then we can move on. So shout out to the following people. Ready?
Okay,
Send
this gets a
Shuriken.
skip.
Howard Baxter.
Howard
Legalize
Howard Baxter. Well, congrats. He's now a member. Howard Baxter.
2. Secret Sauce 431.
And the
Tommy
secret
Oliver,
sauce.
Butters. Camo.
Yeah, I forgot to skip this.
And it's kind of hard, you know. For like a week or two there, we really were dipping. All those gifted memberships for several months had kind of gone away, and we really weren't getting them back. And it's kind of hard, you know, when you're playing a fighting game primarily, and when you're trying to juggle it with a bunch of RPGs you've been playing for months, it's hard to get any kind of real attention or support. You know, there's no big new releases whatsoever until September. Let's be clear here. The next big release is Starfield.
He has a
okay?
bunch of games that he dropped and never came back to, such as Dying Light 2, for example. But he wage quit that one. He wage quit it. And he was talking today about how the trolls are going to tell him he's going to wage quit Amnesia.
So
There was another one, too, that he wage quit.
I'm fine with that. Every summer usually is a slower time for games, and I'm happy that I have Street Fighter 6 to keep us occupied, but not everyone likes Street Fighter 6, you understand? So I'm happy that in August we're going to be doing some special events for my anniversary. I think that will
My
actually get some
anniversary?
interest back in the channel, and some people who maybe have not been interested because they didn't care about Street Fighter 6, maybe they'll come back and check out some of the festivities.
Sounds
we're gonna be
good.
doing. Okay, you know, I got to play what's out there. Yeah. Nice new shirt again today, as I
And he's also the king of retro, and he just doesn't play retro games
told you
anymore,
guys,
I guess.
bought a variety of shirts when I was out on my day off this last week. This one is
Variety of
nice, it's
shirts.
cool. It's actually very soft. I like how soft this shirt is. And like I told you guys, days when I'm going to be playing Street Fighter in serious segments, I'm going to be wearing these kind of shirts. Because they're very cool.
Serious segments.
They actually kind of like really cool down my body. They're more aerated than like a t-shirt.
Oh, man.
And in particular, check out this pattern. It's like a jungle.
Wow.
It's like flowers and like
It's not like a jungle.
foliage. It's perfect
It's
for
a typical floral pattern. What the fuck is he talking about?
Blanca's Brazilian Bash today. I mean, this is what he looks like when he's living at home. He looks outside his window. This is what he sees. This is a nice shirt to be wearing for today, right? I still got a few more that I haven't worn yet. What I'm going to do is alternate. The reason I wore 2 of these in a row is because I played Street Fighter. Like last night was our fan lobby, which we'll talk about in a moment. Man, the fan lobby last night went really well in Street Fighter 6. I don't think I could have been happier. It went super well. We got tons of people in there to play. We had a good variety of gameplay. Everyone seemed to be satisfied and had a good time who was playing.
God
It went
damn.
really, really
Did
good. I
Jade
want to
play?
tell you all about that
I'm sure Jade didn't play. I'm absolutely sure.
today. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so that went really well, and I played. You know, that was a serious session last night of gameplay, and today we're doing 3+ hours. So I'm like, all right, whenever we're gonna do a lot of Street Fighter, I'll wear this shirt. On days when we're not doing Street Fighter, or maybe it's less serious, like I'm doing World Tour or something. Like tomorrow, I'll probably alternate, and I'll probably wear a T-shirt tomorrow. Okay, that's because the people are so interested in my attire. I don't know why. But, you know, oh my God, in 15 years, Phil never changed the kind of clothes he wears, and now he's wearing different clothes on stream. I know, it's big news, right? It's big and very exciting news that I'd be wearing different clothes on the stream. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you're making it sound like it's exciting. It's not exciting to anybody.
So that will be happening, okay? All right. So let's talk about yesterday, shall we?
Fucking annoying shit, dude. And he's probably gonna do this with the anniversary too. He's gonna hype it up for like 6 months, and then it's gonna pass, and it's gonna be like, well, yeah, it's not like it's a big deal. It's like an arbitrary number of years I've been making gameplay videos.
Do that first. Then we'll talk about the schedule coming up. I got one new story to do. We'll do shout outs, and then we'll
Today, by the way, I think the stream is performing quite better, and the bitrate is higher.
some Q&A. Like I said, today's going to be a much more chill stream with Q&A interactions as the focus.
I got like 0.5% dropped frames, which is very good compared to yesterday. They were like 6 to 7% yesterday.
Again, I keep telling you guys, I look nothing, act nothing, and am nothing like Review Tech USA. If you want to see a middle-aged, very overweight man, shirtless, doing really lewd acts on stream for money,
very overweight man,
money, you got to go over there and you got to watch that stream. I am not involved with that man whatsoever.
Phil is only a little bit overweight.
I don't know. Just because I'm white and I'm a streamer doesn't mean I'm the same as every other white streamer. Just
am I like Review Tech USA?
so you know, I'm very different. Okay, I know maybe that's maybe you
because I'm white and I'm a streamer.
Confused with other white people. Maybe you think we all look the same or something. I'm not sure.
White people.
But you gotta head over to those correct streams for that kind of behavior. All right.
Oh yeah. By the way, I would like to remind you on Sunday, during the React, he had a Ding Dong Die segment. He literally just said it out of nowhere. The type of shit he was saying in 2012 in putting in racist compilations, he said it the other night. Just out of nowhere. He was sitting there watching like an Asian video and he was like, "Oh, Ding Dong Die." Ridiculous.
Anyway, let's continue.
Please do.
No, I'm not Ben Affleck. Did you know that?
He's not Ben
Definitely
Affleck.
not Ben Affleck. Anyway. Oh, I shouldn't mention race. I shouldn't, huh?
What?
I'm white and I can't mention white people. That's an interesting one.
Who said
That's one
that?
I've never heard of before. I'm white, so I can't mention the white race.
You're not allowed. Yeah. You're banned.
Anyway.
Haven't you heard the government made it illegal to say races? You're supposed to literally pretend you don't see color now.
Let's continue.
Unless it's somebody different from your race.
Yesterday
no, it's illegal.
Was a fun day. Good variety. We did my DSP versus the Internet weekly React stream over on my sister channel, DSP React.
The sister style channel.
Last week, when we did my show, there were 20 gifted memberships to the channel from ZX.
Oh, he's gonna beg them to send. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Because people gifted those memberships, okay? We had 20 new people nominating videos for my React show. Yesterday's React show, in my opinion, was the most refreshing, interesting React show I've done.
This is the new fucking scam, dude. This is the scam. This is how he's gonna make people become members and gift memberships. That's the most important thing. Because he knows people by themselves are not gonna come out in droves to become members. This is how he's gonna get them to gift more. Dude, every time you guys gift memberships, the show becomes better. Last episode, there were like 100 gifted. And this week's episode is so fucking good.
It was a good variety of content in there.
Wow.
It was different from the stuff that I usually react to. You know, even some of the comedy stuff, some of the animations, some of the there was like.
Is he serious? There was a pedophile apologist video. There was an Amberlynn Reed Sunny V2 video that he banned the person from ever posting anything like that again. He skipped a bunch of fucking videos that he said were boring or he didn't care about. But yes, it was refreshing and it was great because somebody the week before gave him 20 gifted memberships. So I guess it was awesome.
Weird, like, scary science videos and stuff in there. There was a creepypasta that I actually enjoyed. Like, there was good stuff in there, and I was like, wow, that was good variety. I wish we could have that amount of variety every week. I would hope that, you know, we could keep that up. You know, those people that were gifted those memberships, they get them for a month, right? And if anything, I keep telling people.
His speech pattern, voice and constant smacks.
Everything, dude, everything. Unless you've watched them for long enough where you kind of become desensitized to it, so you can't acknowledge those things unless you take a step back mentally.
The way that
and you think about what you're actually witnessing.
It's the input of the members.
Big ups, J-Dog.
I don't pick the clips. The members do. So if the members pick good clips, it's a great show. And if the members pick kind of the same thing every week and it gets boring because we're watching the same thing, I mean, so be it. And originally when the show started, the most members we ever had on that channel was around, I want to say, like 130. And it was tons of variety. And then what happened is a lot of those gifted memberships expired. We didn't get them back. And when we got
we didn't get them back.
70.
What does that mean, getting them back? We need to go into the forest and look for them? Because they ran away? Oh no, somebody else needs to replace them with brand new ones.
Members, it kind of ended up being the same videos every week. So now it looks like there's more variety again. And if anything, I hope what this will do is inspire more people to say, hey, I like how good that show was yesterday. I would like to actually become a member.
He's literally just explicitly telling them how he wants them to think. So this whole segment beforehand was completely worthless. The whole gimmick is he wants to inspire people to say this to themselves.
And nominate more videos myself. Or, hey, just gifting those memberships to that channel worked. let's keep that going.
It worked. I'm gonna do it again.
Gifting some more memberships.
This dude is filthy. Filthy Phil.
Variety of videos.
That's who he is.
That's how it works on that channel. Now, FYI, 2 videos are live. Actually, I take that.
And now he's gonna tell you he's not being pushy and he's not begging for them and he's not asking you to go above and beyond or something like that.
As of this morning, 3 videos are live on the channel. It's basically 3
This
hours
is flowchart begging.
and it's 30-minute segment.
You could legitimately make a flowchart out of every single type of begging segment he has, and it's always gonna be on that flowchart. It's just such a pattern every single time.
Roughly.
And it's like the type of mind games you play with actual children. The way you manipulate actual children. It's so
3 videos are
basic.
live as of this morning. 3 more will be going live, 1 a day for the next 3 days. If you are a channel member, you can access the archive stream immediately and watch it all unedited. But I split it up and I do it slowly over the week so that way it doesn't bombard the channel with content for those who aren't members. Thanks to those who did nominate good videos, and FYI, the threads to nominate videos for next week's show are already live. You go to the community tab of DSP Reacts. If you're a member, you should see the 3 posts that are members only, and you can post up your videos for next week. Many people already have, and I'm looking through and approving those posts. So please keep it up, and, you know, the more the merrier. Please consider becoming a member over there. The more members we get, the better that show is. It works out really well for everyone, okay? Very nice. So, what else was I going to say? Oh, so that was it for that show. The show went really well. And then last night we did the second ever community night, i.e. a fan lobby in Street Fighter 6. Now, the good news was this time around, we actually knew how it worked, all right? Here's how these lobbies work in Street Fighter 6. So I create a lobby, and there you can find the lobby by searching for DSP Gaming. You can find the lobby. I password protect the lobby. So when you search for the lobby and you try to join it, it'll say, what's the password? Now, the password is right there on the stream, visible to everyone. So as soon as you go to join, you can use the password. You can get right in the lobby. And then basically what you do is you select your character and you queue up for a match against me or others, because, you could play other people as well. You don't have to wait for me. You can play against others in the room as well. And the way we're running it is I play a set, not just one match, but a best of 3 set with every person who I play. I play a variety of characters. So last night, who did I use? Let's go through. I used Luke probably like twice. I used Lily probably like twice. Marisa like twice. Dalsim, Zangief. Ryu I used a ton for some reason.
Okay, this is definitely getting a skip. This is skip segment.
Marisa's, Zangief. I only play one last night, honestly. I'm trying to think into my head. I don't know 100%, but it was a good amount. It was over. I stayed extra. I did like 2.5 hours.
Oh, he stayed extra.
And,
wow.
Overall went pretty good. I mean, support. You're not going to get overwhelming support on a fan night. Never
what is overwhelming support?
Ever really. Whenever I've done anything interactive with the fans as a way to like give back, it's not about doing like a, serious business deal. You're not going to get that much, but it was decent. It was a decent amount of support for those who were there and supported the stream. I want to say thank you. It was nice to have at least some support on the stream. And I had a good time. I would say I'll probably do these maybe once a week. I'm down for doing them like once a week, a fan night where I play against the fans. Now, not right now what we're doing is casual, meaning I mess around with different characters or whatever. Maybe eventually.
Okay, that's getting a skip.
Demand on the channel. Good variety of content. And I hope that you guys will continue. Yeah. And, again, night and day from Wednesday, when Wednesday people are having, oh, this didn't work. We couldn't get people in the lobby. Oh, there was a master level Luke. All the bullshit.
The master level Luke, that was your problem, dude. That is, you had a problem with him, not everybody else. Nobody else was bothered by the guy who was good at Street Fighter beating your ass outside from you.
Who cares? That's what the dumbasses do, the haters. Focus on nonsense.
Wait, what?
It doesn't fucking matter at all, So you ignore that bullshit. And
he's had more segments talking about it than there has been clips of him losing to the Master Luke.
And I did ignore the bullshit, and we had a great time last night, and I had a lot of fun, right?
Wow, okay. That's cool, dude. I'm convinced. Don't worry.
So, I certainly hope that you guys will.
Hey, what's up, Kramer?
To show up for those streams. And by the way, give me feedback too. If you think there's day 1 progress, which each character, Fighter 6, 12, trying out a variety of characters for you guys.
Oh, no, we're not watching this fucking statistic segment. I'm straight up mouse skipping this. Not even keyboard skipping.
What I'm seeing now is the top level Blanca.
You can get fucked by a top level Blanca. And then he's doing the machinima thing. I want to hear this segment.
We'll figure out what exactly we want to do. All right. One other final thing that I want to remind you of before we shout outs here is that we got a special event coming up. And this is on Saturday, the 29th of July. It is a marathon.
Hey, big ups J-Rod Music for 3 months, dude.
The Dark Side of Machinima.
The Dark Side of
React
Machinima
event that will take place exclusively on my sister channel DSP Reacts. A day full of React content. Number 1, I'll be reacting to the newly released June the King documentary on the rise and fall of Machinima, the very, very prominent and popular partner network on YouTube, until they completely fell apart from the inside out and went out of business completely, which shocked everyone, except the people who actually was working with them, who knew how messy they were.
No, I don't think anybody was shocked, really. If you knew anything about Machinima, is that it was a mess.
I'll be adding in all kinds of stories and information from my own personal experience with this company. I'm actually going to review all of my emails, which I saved over the 6+ years that I was a member with them.
He's going to review emails? Is that what we're going to get? He's going to review emails.
Or a partner with them, I should say.
No, I don't think he's going to get in any kind of trouble, because they're not even a company anymore.
The way works is thus. I try hard, but you don't. If you do, I'll make excuses and shame you to my wheelchair cult.
That's right. And he was talking about that he's gonna write in the title of the stream that it's not a serious session, so you know not to try hard. If you try hard to win in this competitive game, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna be talking about all these different stories and things, experiences and interactions that I had with them.
Okay.
And telling you how they went down from my perspective, and how messed up and how confusing of a company they really were. Because let me tell you,
it's not gonna be anything
that I worked with
extreme.
them, I never really could read what was going to happen next with this company. You could never tell what their next direction was going to be. At one day, they would act cordial and happy and nice to be working with you and offering you free trips and free games. And the next day, it's like you didn't want to hear that you existed.
Okay, yeah, well, the first day, you were significant and you were making a lot of money for the company. And the second day, you weren't. And that's how it works in most companies.
Like, what was going on with this company? They have no idea who
because if you're not producing the money, you're not very valuable for them.
They are, what their identity is. They were a big fucking jumbled mess.
Crazy, yeah.
We're gonna make a day of it. I'm gonna order some food that day, so we'll have our next feast.
We're gonna make a day of it,
event, or if you have to want to call it.
No, nobody calls it a mukbang because it's not a mukbang. It's more like those people that review food inside of their cars. It's more like that than a mukbang.
It should be pretty great. It should be a fun, chill day of relaxing, interacting, you know, reacting, and just having a good time without being
acting.
So that's coming up on Saturday, the 29th of July. All right, and then the next big thing
and
after
lip
that
smacking.
Will be in August. We're going to do a series of special events to celebrate my anniversary. I think what we'll do is once that Machinima event is done, we'll sit down and seriously plan out the different events for August. I'm almost thinking once a week we should do a special stream. Like 1 week we'll do a special Project 7 retrospective. 1 week we'll do...
Oh, you know why he's doing this? Because he admitted in the previous segment that no big games are coming up. So he wants to have, you know, streams that are going to make the money. Because otherwise, if he has to rely on himself and his entertaining ability, he's going to be not very happy with the outcome. So he needs to have a special event every week. And he's going to do a retrospective on Project 7. The thing that people hate him for to this day. And that all his former friends told him that he used them and he didn't care about anything but the money. That's very nice, Phil. You should monetize them again to show how little you care about them and how wrong they are.
A special overall 15-year retrospective where you guys will nominate your favorite moments from my time as a content creator, and we'll do a big retrospective event all day one day. And then maybe we'll do some retro playthroughs over the month. I'm really, you know what I'm really feeling? And I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm feeling maybe we should play GTA 5.
What?
That's a game I only played once ever. And
oh, because it's long as fuck.
Experience it now that we know that GTA 6 is in full development swing. Maybe a timely time to do that. Maybe not. You know, it's been 10 freaking years since I played GTA 5, and I've only played it once. I did dabble in playing it in first person again, and we dropped it after only like 10 hours. It could be something interesting to do. I've only played it once. It would maybe a good re-experiencing of the game, get us back into the GTA vibe for the new one coming out.
Does he know you need to buy it again for new gen?
I don't know what you guys think. I guess we'll have to see. But, you know, some ideas.
You don't actually need to buy it again. You can probably play the old version.
Things to do for the month. Throwback playthroughs, games that I played in the past. We go back, we play again. You know, we'll see. But anyway, we'll talk about it. I some retro games too. Like I'm really feeling the vibe. Like I want to go back and play some of my favorite retro games ever, like some of the Mega Mans or maybe the classic Marios, stuff like that.
Oh, that's gonna be
Super Mario
massive
3,
flop.
The solo Super Mario Brothers 3 playthrough maybe, which I've never done. I only did like a co-op playthrough like over 10
Unless
years ago.
he's playing like really hyped AAA games that just came out, he's really not gonna have a good time with anything else.
So stuff like that. We'll see. We'll talk about it. All right. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a good month, August. All right. Cool. And by the way, yes, I'll still be having Street Fighter 6 coverage and all of that's not going to go away. That's just going to be balanced with the more retro things that we're doing to balance out the month, just so you know. So, okay. Cool. All right. I have one news story today to talk about. You ready
What
for
is
this?
Is it about
news story
Activision
today-
again? In the FTC or whatever the fuck that was? The most obnoxious story of all time.
It's regarding
Especially if you're watching.
Xbox.
Yes, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh no, that's the other thing. It's the Xbox Live Gold or whatever.
Xbox Live Gold is...
Do you think Phil's parents watch his content ever?
No, I don't think Phil's parents can navigate a web page, and it's really there's nothing for them there. I mean, even if they watched it, they're watching their son yell at a camera and have people troll him, and people with names like Phil Smelly Chair and Warm Poo send him money, and he feels like he has to pretend like he's happy about it. So I don't know. If I was his parents, I would not be very happy with this. But again, he could be working in construction or something like that. So in a way, it's not all that bad. But I don't think they watch his stuff at all, no.
ending. Ah! Sorry, Jasper. I scared Jasper. Jasper's on the floor. And I
What did
that,
we
and he
do
looked
to
at me like,
deserve
"What are you
this
doing?"
clowning segment?
Sorry about that. Ah! Xbox Live Gold is ending. Are you aware of this? As of... Oh, shit. As of September, there will no longer be Xbox Live Gold. Instead, Microsoft is starting a new program. It's called Game Pass Core.
Yeah.
On September 1st. Here's what it's going to be.
So basically like the PS Plus basic subscription, I guess.
Number one, it's exactly the same price as Xbox Live Gold.
Okay.
Number two, it will include online multiplayer, just like Xbox Live Gold.
Okay. That was to be
Number
expected.
three, it'll include 25 plus Game Pass games, including Doom Eternal, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, and many more Microsoft exclusive titles.
Not bad.
And number five, their old promo, which used to be called monthly free games with gold, is ending. Now, in reality, I would doubt there are very many people out there who are relying on Xbox Live Gold anymore. Xbox
Why
Live
not?
Gold is something that started in the Xbox 360 era. Back when, you know, if you wanted to get the premium service of Xbox Live and you wanted to get all these bonus features, you would pay for it each month. Originally, it was free, and then they started charging for it. If you remember, you had to have this online subscription to play their games online. And there was a lot of bullshit, a lot of hoopla around it. But in reality, back in the Xbox 360 era, actually the far superior online experience was on the Xbox 360. A lot of PS3 games had issues with online play. The voice communication was far inferior. You didn't have the messaging systems. Today, everything's kind of equivalent. But back then, it was a lot different, and that's why Xbox kind of charged this premium price for their online services. And I had it. I never had a problem with it. And then eventually what they started doing is they started adding the Xbox Live games with gold. So every month when you pay their subscription service, you would get some free games. And as long as you stayed subscribed to Xbox Live games with gold, you would keep those games. Now, what's interesting about this is if games with gold is ending, what's going to happen to all those games that were games with gold over the years?
Probably gonna
For
get to
example,
keep them. Why not?
One of the games that was games with gold was Lost Odyssey. Okay? That's actually how I own Lost Odyssey. I never bought it, but because I was an Xbox Live Gold subscriber, I have Lost Odyssey's rights with games with gold. If they're doing away with games with gold, does that mean I lose the digital rights to Lost Odyssey?
You're probably gonna get to keep it.
I don't know. And I don't think they've addressed this yet. I don't, because they just announced this overnight. So I don't think that anyone's really tackled the question yet of what actually is going to happen here. Jasper, do you want to come up? Hold on. Let me put my leg down there. Here you go. He wants to come up and my leg was in the way. I don't think anyone is...
It's really weird because, you know, he was reading all the perks you get from an article, but he didn't finish reading it, so he doesn't know what actually happens in the rest of the article, because I'm pretty sure they mentioned this. Again, I'm not really all that interested, but it sounds like a thing that they would mention in the article, and he just didn't read it because he didn't get that far.
Yeah, you know, so hopefully it doesn't mean you'll lose all the rights to your Games with Gold games, because there's games on there that eventually I wanted to play, you know, and I don't know if I'll be able to if they're going to remove that access. I don't want to pay for it, right? It kind of sucks. Now, truth be told, if you...
And he also has Game Pass. I don't know really how that bothers him. I can see how that would bother your regular consumer, but Darksydephil, he pays for literally all the cool shit.
Already are a Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you already have all these features anyway. And most people have upgraded. They're not just doing the basic Games with Gold, or Xbox Live Gold, I should say. They've already upgraded to a Game Pass subscription of some level, because there's multiple Game Pass subscription levels. So in reality, all they're doing is they're replacing a legacy product from 2 console gens ago with the modern product. They're renaming it and they're rebranding it, and there's a few minor changes. It's not a big deal, but at the same time, it is notable because, you know, you never know when changes like this happen. Will something be lost? Will something be gone by the wayside? Hopefully, we retain our rights to our games, and the quality stays the same and all of that. You know what I mean? But hopefully...
All right, sounds good. Next segment.
He goes, meow. To me in here.
Oh, this is the Jasper segment.
He is the most talkative kitty outside of this office.
He's the most talkative kitty, but he's being shy for a camera that he doesn't really understand what it does, I guess.
Just this morning,
obviously,
I'm brushing
he's the most
my teeth
talkative
before
kitty.
I come on stream, and he comes to the bathroom. I say, Jasper. He goes, meow. He always talks. He will never talk in here.
He goes,
For
meow.
some weird reason, he refuses to talk in this room.
Maybe he's got
Maybe he really is camera shy. He's only done it once
anxiety.
Ever. He's only meowed once ever on camera. So maybe he's a camera shy kitty. Are you a camera shy kitty? Jasper? Are you camera shy? Huh? Oh my goodness. Anyway, that was my only news story for today. Let's do some quick shout outs. I've already shouted out the gifted memberships from Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, for supporting the channel. Now let's get to tips, which means that Jasper Kitty, I'm sorry, but you do have to say goodbye to everybody. Say bye-bye. He doesn't look at the camera. So I can actually get over here and start doing my stuff. So, I've received a $29.99 tip from Game Tracker. Thank you,
Hey,
Game
there we
Tracker.
go again. The Game Cuck.
Going. Let's get you on the leaderboard.
Game
Let's see what
Cuck.
he has to say about the Blanca Brazilian
Who else but the
Bash
Game
today.
Cuck? And I don't give a fuck. We're skipping the Game Tracker segment. The Game Tracker
Mom,
cucking
okay.
segment.
All right, shout out to your friend and to your mother. Word
Shout
your
out
mother.
to your mother.
Try to keep joining. I mean, it would be awesome. If you don't want to bother with it, it's fine. But it would be cool to at least get a couple matches in with you if possible. You know, it'd be nice. But again, I understand it's tough. I mean, you got a lot of people competing to try to get in there.
Oh,
right?
wait, was that Jade?
It's cool. You know, I don't have to play you. I love watching. Easily end the podcast a little earlier and maybe do a little bit extra gameplay. We'll see. But let's see what you guys want to talk about today. Jade says it's cool.
Jade,
You know,
yeah.
I don't have to play you. I love watching you in Street Fighter 6. Jade, I would still like to play you. I would. If you could, you know, we're going to be doing these fan lobbies once a week. If you could try to keep joining, I mean, it would be awesome. If you don't want to bother with it, it's fine. But it would be cool to at least get a couple matches in with you if possible. You know,
Yeah,
it'd be nice. But again, I
yeah. That's
understand
some
it's tough. I mean,
bullshit.
you got a lot of
It's
people
tough.
competing to try to get in.
Yeah, I love pretending that he wants to play against Jade.
There.
I love it. Because if he wanted to do it, he would find a way to do it. That's what people who want to do stuff do. They just try and figure out how you can do it.
Kane.
And Jade is not only a disabled kid, but he's also one of the most prominent and welcome and wholesome people in his chat. Like, actually. He's not even a degenerate like most of the people in that chat.
Zero interest in AEW Fight Forever. Really. I just have.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing 2K with AEW characters. Because the AEW in 2K is better than the AEW actual game.
Whatsoever. If you haven't noticed, I didn't buy the WWE game this year. Why on earth would I buy their competitor's game? It doesn't make sense.
Because it's
Arkham
different.
says, what do you record your games with? This capture device. I don't even know what it's called. Hold on. This is the one that was donated to me at the end of last year when my old one finally broke after using it for like 8 years. It's called...
Jasper broke it. It's called the Avermedia Live Capture, whatever the fuck.
I can't even read it. Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gamer Portable 2 Plus. Very fancy.
Avermedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. That's the first time everyone ever asked me what it was. That's it. a Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. That's my capture device. And that's for everything. I plug it all into there, and it looks great, right? I mean, the quality, honestly, much better than my old device. My old device basically would chop up a lot whenever there was a lot of higher amount of stuff going on the screen. This one, I'll admit, it pixelates a little more than the old one, but it retains the frame rate. Like, you'll still watch at 60 frames, while the other one used to dip in frames constantly and chop up. This one doesn't. So that's nice. And now, remember, I did these big changes earlier this year. My stream is actually going through my graphical card.
Whoa, wild.
The videos that I record are actually being recorded via my CPU. So because I split the load of the processing power,
and we get a
the
split the
videos are able
load
to be
mention
recorded at
again.
a much higher bit rate and look much better now. So overall this year, my quality has gone way up in multiple ways, which is really excellent. Okay,
Excellent.
Very good.
So we can get them bitching about stuff in 1080,
Would I try
60.
Baldur's Gate 3? No, I have no interest in Baldur's Gate 3.
No, he's becoming Baldur every day. Why would he play the Baldur game?
It's a series I know nothing
Why would he
about.
even want to
It's
get
usually
Baldur than what he
PC-centric,
already
although I know
is?
This one will have console, but it's PC-centric. It sounds like it's over 100 hours. I don't care. Sorry.
PC-centric.
JDTV says, if you want to do a retro replay, do Castlevania 4 again. And I just played it last summer. I'm not going to do that again so soon. Would I ever do a dance like a thug shaker if I reach a donation goal? I don't know
No.
what that is.
Well, you shake
And I'm
some
also not
thug.
good at dancing, but if you wanted me to learn
You pick
to
him up
dance,
from the floor and you
do on
shake him.
stream, you know. The cha-cha.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I have to learn. I don't know. I'm not a dancing guy. Okay.
He's not any kind of guy. He's barely a human.
Oh, hold on.
What is he a guy? He's an eating guy. He's a video game playing guy. He's the guy.
David H says, don't get mad at me for my suggestion. I would not get mad at you for
David
a
H.
valid suggestion.
What
Have
if
you
it's
thought about
not
limiting
valid?
your submission length for videos on your React show to 10-minute long so they don't get skipped as much? I mean, we could.
Should be 5 minutes
Up to
long.
this point, I think really we've had maybe twice ever it's been an issue. Like yesterday, someone submitted a video, and it was a very valid topic. The video was parasocial relationships in live streaming.
Yeah.
So, for example,
But it was too long, so he couldn't see it. He couldn't even start watching it.
I think what the discussion was supposed to be was that people now who exclusively watch live streams all day
And he gets to make up what the discussion in the video was. He gets to assume what it was.
long
Very
are
nice.
starting to feel like the people on those streams are like their real life friends, and they're actually giving away time from real life activities to spend time on streams. Now listen, everyone has a different reason why you would watch a live stream, correct?
Yeah, for
I would
Derek
hope
is jerking
that
off.
if you're someone who's a huge fan of my content, okay, that you also have stuff going on in your life outside of these streams, that this is not the end all be all of
Why
your
would you
existence.
care?
You've got family, you've got friends, you got other things that are important to you, and that you spend time with them too. This is just one aspect of your life, correct? These streams are not my whole life. I have an entire
Yo, remember when he said to the side scrollers that his entire social life was talking to people in a chat room on the internet on his stream? And now it's not his whole life. He also goes to the store once a week, and he spends money at a supermarket and watches movies with his wife.
family unit outside. You know,
It has a family unit.
my wife, we have a pet, Jasper,
And
we have a whole
his
thing going on out here, hobbies
non-human
that you
son.
guys know nothing about. That's healthy. You understand? It shouldn't be that your entire social interaction is just these streams, right? And I'm not just saying just me, but also others too, because some people just sit there watching 10 streams a day. That's their life. I urge
Yeah, but people watch streams in the background as they are having their life. Some people have to go to work like 2 hours a day and then come back for 2 hours a day. And some people wash their dishes and listen to this or to Dave.
if that's your life, make an honest
So yeah,
effort to try
it's not mutually exclusive. It really isn't.
to diversify what you're doing. All right. But anyway, I think this video was like a 27-minute long video discussing that topic. It could be the best video ever, but I don't have 27 minutes to give up on my React show to watch it. It's just too long. The whole point is that it's a clips React show.
Yes, then the advice is valid and you should limit the length of a video that you get sent to like 5 minutes. So it's a clip, right? It's not something longer.
All right. So if you ever wanted to see me react to a video like that, there's two venues you can do it. Venue number one would be go to my Patreon, patreon.com/DarksydePhil. $50 pledge I will make a private react video just for you. Okay? If you wanted to see me react to that video, that would be the perfect thing to do. Then you get your own react, and then you can choose, you keep the video for yourself, you can upload it to your own YouTube channel because you have the rights to it, you can, you know, do whatever you want with it, right? That's number one. Or number two, if people really want to see me do long-form reacts on longer videos, that's something we can do in the future. We can do like a long-form react day. Well, let's say there's 6 of those videos queued up.
Okay, we get it. We get the next gimmick.
10 minutes or short. But if we continuously see people submitting clips that are very lengthy, then we may have to take action. For now, I don't think we've gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, but you never end up watching 10-minute long videos. So this is obviously good advice. And this is something I've been saying from the day he started doing react stuff. Limited to 5 minutes.
I don't think it's that serious.
So you can have an actual format, but now it's not that serious. Even though literally every time he does a reacts thing, he has a special little segment telling people how long the video should be, and that it shouldn't be long.
It's a topic, but maybe it is something that we need
Sure
to tackle
thing, Dave.
I thank you for your suggestion. Jade says, cool shirt. You look ice cool. P.S. Blanca today, eh? Of course. Always Blanca. Blanca's the man. You know what we found last time I was watching this Machine Kid video? Do you listen to Blanca's sound effects? He sounds like Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
He totally does.
Praise.
He listened to his sound effects today when I play with him. He sounds like fucking Scooby-Doo. I was like, dude, now, once you hear it, you can't unhear it. If you just wanted to hear right in the middle of his combo, you wanted to hear him go Scooby-Dooby-Doo as he's electrocuting you. It's funny as shit once you realize it. No, I've never ridden an elephant, Rillo. JDTV says, what about other...
Dude, the fake laughs, whenever he fake laughs, is so transparent that it's fake that it almost hurts.
Castlevania games from the collection. If there's ones that
I don't think I've ever seen anybody with a more transparent fake laugh than Darksydephil. It's just so transparent that he's not really actually laughing.
Played, perhaps?
But it's like a sound effect that somebody plays from a soundboard.
Perhaps I would do them. I don't think I should
like
be
the weirdest
last year I did the Castlevania collection, which is Castlevania 1 through 4. I really don't think I should be playing those again right away. But if there's other games I missed, maybe yes. Golden Nobles at this point, I have no plans for Pikmin 4. Maybe next month, but at this point, I don't think I want to tackle it this month. Just being honest. B-Boy Cyclone said, actually, I recommended the Dragon Ball Z Cell Saga and that Mega Man X animation. Glad you like both. They were both good. And you got lucky, because remember, on DSP versus the internet, it's a random order shuffled playlist. You got lucky, and actually both your videos got watched. You know, some people sadly didn't get their videos watched at all.
Oh, he got lucky. So it's like gambling, basically. It's random. You're literally making people pay to open up a loot box of reaction videos. And it might be yours, and it might be some shit that Derek sent that it's about pedophile apologists.
And everyone has an equal chance.
It's like the weirdest shit, man. It's the weirdest shit.
You know, some people are luckier than others some weeks, right? Why do I think Willow asks strange questions? You'd have to ask Willow. I have asked.
Because he's a weirdo.
It's almost your Independence Day. I'm glad to hear that, Juan. What are my thoughts about meeting friends online? Do you think it's less meaningful than IRL friends? No.
It's less meaningful.
You can have a very valid and healthy online friendship. I think the whole... Well,
just send them pics of your dick.
I'm going to try to go for the bottle cap. The discussion about parasocial relationships with streaming is not, for example... Okay, let's say, for example, you're on my stream right now. And there's people in the chat who you become friendly with. And then you actually start talking to them outside of the streams. And next thing you know, you spark an online friendship. And you're playing games with them, or you're hanging out. That's a friendship. That's a valid friendship.
It's a valid friendship.
I think what happens is people are using streams themselves as a substitute for real social relationships. So for example, are we acquaintances? Yes, we are. Absolutely. If you're a regular of my streams and I know who you are or whatever, we're acquaintances. Are we close personal friends? No, we are not. And I'm never going to be a close personal friend with someone who's a viewer of my stream. I hope you...
Phil, can you go downstairs and look at your wife for a second and think about the answer? Can you go back in your brain to 5 years ago and think about your last girlfriend and rethink that answer? Okay? Thanks.
You guys understand that. I have my own personal life.
I'm never going to be a close personal friend. I'll just marry one of you.
Family and everything. Jasper, would you please stop right now?
As long as you're easy as fuck, I'm going for it.
Now, I have my own close personal life and stuff here. So you're never going to have that close personal relationship with me. You understand that? But that doesn't mean you can't have it with others, and that's perfectly valid. The problem is there's
perfectly
people who
valid.
Stream
DSP approves.
And they think, hey, if I throw money at the streamer, I'm going to be friends with them. and I'm gonna have priority in their life. And that, I mean, let's be honest, that's the exact thing that happens with these female streamers.
That's the thing that has happened with you, and people have admitted it. And that's how you met your wife. DSP, please stop talking about this. Please. Please. Please.
Who are taking their clothes off over on Twitch and other places. Now I think they went over to Kick because they didn't like Twitch, so they went to Kick now. That's exactly what it is. These guys who just kind of like, I hate to say it, they don't have real life social relationships. They just sit around all day behind their computers. They have no attempts to try to have real life relationships with real people. Instead, they throw money.
You know, people say that DSP has no hobbies, or that his only hobby is like wailing out on mobile games. I think his biggest hobby is assuming stuff about people on the internet. He's incredibly talented at it. He just makes up an entire new lore about somebody online based on what kind of argument he wants to make.
Girls.
Yeah, you're probably like you're probably like really ugly, and you have no friends, and you're like really stupid, and you've never had sex. So I'm better than you. Sound good?
Clothes off on camera to think that's meaningful. You know, it's sad. That's an entire culture right now of content creation, and it's a very sad culture.
It's a sad culture.
It's not real. It's fabricated. It's fake. It's imagined in the minds of these guys and
they
gals.
do it for the culture.
Pay for it too, right? And it's just not right. Yet these is essentially it's exploitation is what it is. You're exploiting people who sadly don't have real life relationships with people to make them feel like they're getting something out of their stream that they're not. They're never going to have an actual meaningful romantic or personal relationship with the streamer, yet they throw money at them to act like they're going to. It's sad. That's the parasocial discussion that needs to be had. You know, you got to be careful about this stuff. There's a slippery slope. You don't want to be so obsessed with someone or a series of streamers that now that's your entire existence on planet Earth. What's the point of that, right?
Sound good, Dave. Sound good.
I know there's AI stuff all over the place, but I'm not going to talk about it only because there's such attempts at, you know, there's a lot of potential with people using people's AI voice and or visuals that they could create some really nasty stuff. So I'm not really going to talk too much about it. Do a lot of spiders come into my home? Well, a good amount, I would say. And,
a solid amount of spiders.
Before we had Jasper Kitty, it was
a satisfactory amount.
Seasons where more spiders would come into the house, and if I didn't see them early and get them out, they would grow and become big. Like I had some big ass, you know, spiders in my home before, and I think they're called the wolf spiders.
The wolf spiders. Damn, it's like a werewolf and a spider.
Man, they can get you huge. And the other thing is, in my house, especially downstairs, I have very tall ceilings, so it's hard to get to them. If they're up on the ceiling in the corner, I can't get to the spider to get it out of the house.
Get it out of house. Just kill it.
So,
take a big ass broom and hit it, and it's gonna die.
You know,
and if it bites you, you're just gonna become a superhero. It's a win-win.
I would say we have a good amount, but since we got Jasper has been taking care of the bugs in the house. He's a good kitty in that way. If he sees a bug, he basically beats it up and eats it. He does. He smacks it around, and then he just slurps it.
Is he supposed to eat bugs? And could that be why he is sick?
Right down like a treat.
I don't know, bro.
A tasty treat.
A tasty treat, yeah.
So,
he's eating cockroaches and shit.
We've seen significantly less bugs in our house. So, it's kind of a added bonus of having a cat as a pet.
It's an added bonus. It's a passive perk.
Jeremy Kyle says, I feel like you're better with Luke than you realize. If you're bodying most people with basic combos and fundamentals now...
Yeah, bro. He's better in general than he realized.
I mean, I feel like you're correct. I even said this the other day. After one day of Luke, one day, I actually feel like my Luke is my second best character. I definitely still think, you know, my Blanca's better, but I think that my Luke is my second best character out of everyone. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just natural. He's naturally my build that I'm good with or something. I don't know. But if I start perfecting combos and doing better with that, you're right. And the thing is, right now, I have no good mid-screen combo. I have not perfected the timing of the wall bounce. I don't even know if I want to go for that. Maybe I should just go for the launcher and then just do like a single hit after the launcher and just have, that's my bread and butter combo because it works, right?
That's my blah, 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 blah combo.
After the launcher, you can do level 1 or level 3 super. So it's good.
You should try talking slower.
You know, I'm debating it because I don't like dropping my combo constantly when I use Luke.
People in the back.
I mean, you're right. I think that Luke is just kind of fits my style. I don't know.
Okay, this gets skipped.
To the Mission Impossible series, I saw Dead Reckoning last night. I thought it wasn't bad. I saw some, like I saw I think the first two movies in the 90s. Like the first one was like 96, I think, and the other one was like late 90s.
Yeah, the ones coming out right now have nothing to do with the
It had a really
first ones.
interesting twist plot. The second one I thought was complete trash. And I hated it. I thought it was a joke. They're riding motorcycles at each other, jumping off in midair, grabbing each other in the air, spinning and firing guns. In what dimension is this a actual combat style?
That guy must have
Like,
never
what the fuck
watched
is going
any
on in this
Fast and
movie,
Furious
right?
movie.
So I didn't think I liked the second one. I think I might have seen parts of the other movies, but I never really got into the series, no. So honestly, I can't give my opinion on the
Yeah, I
overall
definitely
series.
should use the force powers more. I barely ever use them. Because in those like crowd control scenarios, I'm getting
Boy Cyclone
fucked.
says, no spoilers, but what did you think of Like a Dragon Ishin? I'm about halfway done. I'm loving it. Pretty good game, although admittedly, okay, admittedly, it is a slow-paced game. It's kind of a slow grind game, and if you like that
Slow
style, if
grind.
you like the older Yakuza games, it's quite good. For me, I thought it was decent. It was a good chill playthrough for me, so I really enjoyed it in that regard. Okay.
All right, Mr. Burnell.
Ah.
He was banning people. He's banning somebody. Call him an idiot.
I got an email. I got distracted.
Oh, he got an email. What happened?
How
Is
high
the
is
tax
chance of me
guy?
getting to master rank with Blanca today? Pretty much 0%. Because I think even if I win every single match I play today, I still wouldn't hit master. I think that.
Yep, that's getting skipped.
Puffed up on that spot on my head, and that's why it kind of sticks out. And people are like, "Oh, Phil's hair looks like weird."
Oh, the
It's like
hair
jumping all around,
segment.
it's
Hold
messy.
on, hold on,
You know
hold
what
on. Hold on, I need this
It looks like
replay.
I do. I have like extra hair here
Has
on this
extra
side of
hair.
my head because there's no part there. I never parted my hair on this side of my head. You see, so there's always like this big extra tuft of hair that's puffed up on that spot on my head, and that's why it kind of sticks out. And people are like, "Oh, Phil's hair looks like weird. It's like jumping all around, looks messy." I mean, no, in reality, it's fine. It's just not symmetrical because I had a part. So here's some advice: if you have a kid, don't give them a fucking part in their hair.
It's his
It
mom's
fucks their
fault.
hairline up. No,
It
really,
fucks the
does.
hairline.
But you know, parents don't research anything back then. you
Parents
couldn't go on
don't
the internet.
research
Here, I'm
anything.
here to
His
tell
mama
you
had to look
firsthand,
up in Google.
Don't fucking part your kid's hair like that.
Don't fucking do
Seriously.
it.
Make their hair symmetrical so when they grow up.
He's so mad at his fucking mama for it. Look at the fucking way he looks, man. His hair is ridiculous.
A fucked up hairline.
And it's his mama's fault. Massive mommy issues. And his dad basically never exists unless he needs tech support. That's the only time he thinks of his dad. And his mom he's only bitches at and asks for money. Lit. Great stuff. But he's the guy who talks about family 24/7. He talks about family more than Dominic Toretto.
Yeah.
Very
What were
nice.
some of my favorite games to play as a kid? When I was growing up, my first console ever was the Atari 7800, and some of my favorite games were Jungle Hunt, Dig Dug, Moon Patrol, Ball Blazer.
Ball
With
Blazer?
my dad, it was actually a polygonal game on the Atari. Yes, there were Atari games that had polygons, and that was the first one I ever played. And also ran at 60 frames per second, unlike the other games I had, so it was like unique because it looked so much action. Man, I had so many games. Pole Position.
Pole position. That taught him how to pull at a professional
What was the
level.
one with the I can't remember
Pole
the one with
position.
the boats. It was one with boats and cars. I can't remember what that one was called. I liked it though.
Boats and cars.
You know, I had a lot of the classic games back in the day. And then when I got my NES, you know, games like the Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 were some of my absolute favorites. And then Super NES is really when I hit my stride as a gamer. Because then I got so heavily into it, you know, Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past.
Yeah, did he just say he
Like,
he played Atari at 60 FPS? What is he fucking smoking?
classic RPG.
I want some.
You know, Final Fantasy 4 and 6, Chrono Trigger, you know, that kind of stuff. Street Fighter, when all the Street Fighter games were coming out, I had those on there. So that was really my big collection was on SNES.
All right, that's lit. Next
Big
one.
Papa Phil says, is it safe to say your dad got you into gaming and continue to let you grow with that as a hobby? No, my dad
No.
was not into video games whatsoever. It was my uncle. My Uncle Rich.
Oh, his Uncle
was really
Rich.
into gaming, and I
Was
went
he
over to his
rich?
house, you know, for a holiday, and he was playing computer games, and he showed me the computer games, and I was
Whoa.
fascinated. And he was the one who gave me my first home console,
What?
Pong, that you plug into your TV, and then later on, he donated his Atari 7800.
Oh, that was the
that's how I-
first contribution. He donated him his Atari. We got the lore of the first ever contribution to DSP.
Had an Atari.
It was the uncle, what was his name? Uncle Rich.
That's how I got into gaming. My dad was never into gaming. I mean, the most he ever did with me was he played Ball Blazer.
Ball
Karateka
Blazer.
Or another game. And after I went to like NES, he literally never played video games with me ever again.
Wow, what a fucking asshole.
My parent. Here's the thing. My parents were supportive of me having hobbies. Like, for example, my dad, when I was a kid, before I was young or old enough to do it myself, my dad every Friday and Saturday night would drive me to the local arcade and sit there in the arcade when I was a young kid and watch me play video games. Now, he wouldn't watch, but he would do, like, he went to night school, so he would do a lot of studying. He would do some of his homework and stuff in the arcade, reading and stuff when I was there, and basically just supervise when I was younger. When I got older and I could, you know, go there myself, then I did it myself. But in my younger years, he was the one who every week would take me to the arcade and basically supervise and, you know, make sure that everything was safe when I was much younger. Remember, I started going to arcades when I was like 13 years old. So, yeah. So did he support my efforts to be a gamer? Well,
Well, the
my
Uncle
parents
Rich
bought me game
supported way
consoles,
more
video
with his
games. My dad
charitable
drove me to the
contribution,
arcade.
obviously.
Did he ever play games with me after like a couple years of I should say Atari 7800? No. My dad was never into video games, nor does he care about
Was
them.
never a
To
gamer.
this day, I don't think he's played a video game in about 30 years.
That's why he hates him so much.
Seriously.
And I don't really think he hates him. He just can't get really much out of his dad. Like, his dad is not really good for much for Phil. So, he doesn't like him as much as his mom. Because his mom probably buys all the pig noses that you feed her. And his dad probably asks him questions. And is like, hey, Philly boy, you know those fucked up kids on the internet that hate your guts? I don't think that's because you're kind of bad at video games. I think you might have done something else, man. I don't know. Because Dave seems like he has a little bit of common sense. And Linda seems like
What does that
just a
mean?
female DSP.
Arcade in college classes, big money. I'd like to know what that means. Danny in the chat says arcade and college classes, big money.
Big
What does
money.
that mean?
Easy money.
Arcade is big money. It was $5 a night when I went there. $5, you'd play the whole night.
Wow, contributions are slow this Christmas. I'm rich.
Yeah, so he better scams his dad for like a gas grill. He didn't say he scammed him. I forgot what he used. What word he used.
Night classes, my dad went to public college. He went to a place called Housatonic Community College.
Okay.
That's where he went for night school. Free college. What the fuck are you talking about?
Wow, why is he
I
getting
swear
so
to
butthurt
God.
about a message he couldn't even decipher? Oh yeah, he conned him. He conned him. It was basically he scammed his ass.
People
What are they?
just
Idiots?
like, they do ridiculous stuff. They make shit up. What are you talking? Are you insinuating I have a rich family? No, I do not. My family does not have a lot of money. What you're saying is fucked
Oh,
up
no.
and stupid.
Well, your mama had 5,000 American dollars to give you so you can pay your taxes. I'm not saying they're rich, but you definitely said they were above. I don't know. I forgot. I actually don't know.
Oh, really? People are saying it's a troll. Look at their name. All right, I'll just ban them now. Fuck them. All you gotta do is tell me, guys. The moment you see that, they're out of here. I don't care. I mean, it makes sense. They're insinuating nonsense, right?
What are they insinuating? That your parents are wealthy?
I didn't know. I didn't even look at
Dude,
their
they're
name.
not
I'm
rich.
not looking at their whole name, so. No, I've not seen the animated Castlevania series on Netflix.
Dude, when his parents die, it's gonna be crazy. Like, when he gets all the inheritance and he goes back to Connecticut and starts complaining about a house that he has to sell, but then, you know, you guys have to be away from streams and, you know, it's this and that. And of course, old people, they don't die at the same time. So one of them is gonna die first. The other one is gonna have a hard time because they're gonna get old. So somebody needs to look after them. It's gonna be a saga. Definitely a saga of some sorts.
No, I have not watched Leapfrog on TV. I have no idea what that is.
But he's definitely getting stuff. People that are hoping that he's gonna get nothing because his parents are gonna realize he's an ungrateful shit or whatever. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. He's getting their house. And he's probably getting more shit too. And all he gotta do is survive and build up whatever credit he's gonna get until they die. That's all he has to do. And from then on is just end game. Is just let's survive for as long as possible.
What's up, Shin Black? How are you?
Shin Black.
The stream. What fighting game has a better OST, Street Fighter 3 or MVC 2? Do you still have a favorite track? Oh, man. MVC 2 is so cheesy that it's like... The thing is, when MVC 2 first came out, I hated the music. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to stand it. You know, because it just sounds so cheesy. I'm going to take you for a ride. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Right?
Please never
It's just
sing
the
again.
weirdest music. But then I was at
Please.
that same era, CVS 2 was the same. Like, for some reason... There was this one generation of Capcom fighting games that had the weirdest soundtracks. It's like 1970s music.
Hey, my battery died.
Crazy like that. I don't know what they were thinking. The thing was, the music basically got ingrained in everyone's brains because the game was so good that everyone heard the music so much that everyone like knew it in their heads, even though no one particularly enjoyed it. You know, it was just like ad nauseum over and over. In Street Fighter 3, I can genuinely tell you, there's really good music in there. There's some really good tracks in Street Fighter 3. There's also some bad tracks. But I do feel like there's some good music in Street Fighter 3 that's catchy and interesting and good. So if you were to ask me, yeah, I would say the Street Fighter 3 soundtrack's better. Daddy says, do you think your parents watch your streams when they miss you? No. I can tell you right now, they don't watch my stuff. I've asked them so many times in the 15 years I've been a YouTuber, do you watch my stuff?
Hey, there we go.
The only stuff they ever used to watch, no exaggeration, was Poorly Cooking with the King. That was it.
There you go. You
After I
got your
stopped
questions
making
answered.
with the King, they literally never watched another video of mine. They don't. I told you, my parents don't care about video games at all. They don't give two shits about video games. My
What about podcasting? The podcast is about
dad
everything.
doesn't play them. My mom doesn't understand them. And my whole existence for the last 15 years has been video games. They don't
Oh,
care.
his whole
They pay
existence.
no attention to them.
Pretty crazy, dude.
So there you go.
How the fuck do I get up there?
Shout out to Gaspavelli. Ugh, I hurt my mouth. Shout out to Gaspavelli, who re-upped their membership for 23 months. Did I get it? I got it that time. He says, hey, Phil, happy Monday. Hi for the stream. Me too. Good to see you, Gaspavelli. And 672 re-upped his membership for 26 months and says, how old were you when you found out Jesus was black?
All right. That's a very good
I
question.
think I was still in Catholic school.
There you go.
In defense of Catholicism,
Hey, big ups
which
to
a
Rye
lot of
Drake
times
for
people
18
say
months, dude.
Catholicism was always based around Europe and Europeans. I'm pretty sure I was taught in my school that Jesus was black. And it was funny because we said, why did a lot of the pictures in the books we're studying show him as white? And we were told by the teacher, a nun, because sadly, a lot of the education based around Catholicism is from Europe, and Europeans love to say everything's white, when in reality,
Well, it was
yeah,
probably
he was
Middle
from
Eastern.
East, so he was definitely of darker skin. Maybe he wasn't pure black skin.
Pure
but he could have
black
been a
skin.
darker hued skin.
Pure
He's from the
black
fucking Middle
skin.
East. He's not pure, pasty white. What are you, stupid?
Pure pasty
Of
white.
course he wasn't. Why do all the pictures show him like that? Because they're idiots. They want him to look like a European white guy, which is dumb.
Yeah, why? They were fucking
So,
stupid.
Yeah. Actually, I was taught that in Catholic school. In the,
He gets so fucking toxic. Can he just have a segment without being toxic at something? Why do he have to do that?
you want to know why?
They're fucking idiots. They're fucking stupid.
I think because the school I went to was very
Everybody is stupid. Everybody is an idiot. Everybody is a moron.
multicultural. Like in my Catholic school, when I was going to school, elementary school, there were whites, there were blacks,
Whites,
there was Hispanic,
blacks,
Asian,
Asians,
Indians, and Indian
Hispanics.
kids. Like there was all these different cultures mishmashed together, and because of that, I think that they wanted to be more realistic. They didn't want to like push a narrative that was bullshit, so they were trying to be more realistic with that stuff. So that's good. B-Boy Cyclone re-upped his membership for 26 months and said, shout out to the chat in the 672.
Shout out for hate.
There you go. When is the last time I went to an arcade? Said David H. Around here, there's 2 arcades I go to every once in a while. Man. See, before the pandemic, my wife and I enjoyed going to some arcades. There's like one local at our local mall, and it was another one like a Dave & Buster's. And every once in a while, we would go there. And, I mean, let's be honest. Are you going to play the video games there? Probably not. Everything there is like a ticket game. So we would play like fun ticket games to have fun. But when the pandemic hit, basically everything shut down for like over a year. it took forever to reopen, and since then we just haven't really gotten back. I told my wife, hey, one of these days we should have a nice day out where we go back for the first time in ages, right? But sadly, we just
idiot
haven't had
pandemic, dude.
I couldn't tell you the last time we went to an arcade. I really don't even remember. The pandemic kind of screwed everything up. Local Nomad re-upped his membership for 26 months. Says, hey, Phil, what's up? These are all re-ups, by the way. That's why I'm not updating total members. These are all re-ups, so they don't count as new memberships, just so you guys know. So,
all right, thanks for
guys, I think
letting us know, I guess.
down. If you have another question for
But
me,
yeah, I think that's it from yesterday's shitcast. There are a couple of like mini interesting segments, but most of it was just dog shit. So let's do something else now. And by something else, I mean like the same shit, but different style. I wanted to see when the Decepticon video came out, because I actually wanted to watch that on stream, but also... it's only 3 days ago. Have I watched this one on stream? The bankruptcy thing? I'm not sure. So go check out the latest one. And there's also the Pastor Miller trilogy that is great. The first part is more about the rise of the dog. Second part is simping and suing. And then we got the third one. The third one is with the effeminate man. That's the climax. Where it's just like, dog, dog, dog. Great. Let's see what else we got. Has there been like a DSP video that I've missed that is like a hype video? Oh yeah, let's watch Sam's video. That's what we're gonna do. Hold on. It's a great video. If you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's from 2 months ago. I think now it's safe to watch it because it's extremely high quality style. As you can see, it got over 50,000 views. So go there and check it out, of course, obviously, because I'm gonna be pausing it a lot and talking about it a lot, and it's great. So there you go. Shout out to Sam. Shout out for hate. So let's check it out.
Mr. Sam video. This was an experiment that grew. But the next one that's a bit more like my other ones is coming. God knows when, but it's coming.
I do working man content. If I'm like, oh wow, that's
He's gonna say it,
right?
He's gonna say it.
It's almost like I'm the blue collar YouTuber. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite DSP quotes. He was feeling himself so much in that moment. And it's like, whoa, I just realized I'm like the blue collar worker of YouTube.
Like I'm the guy who
I'm the guy
puts in the work, and the only reason that I'm able to succeed is because I put in the work, as opposed to the person who uses every little gimmick, every tactic. Oh, the sponsorship, the exclusive getting the game early, kissing butt, making money on exclusive partnerships and shit, using the clickbait title, using the thumbnail, collaboration with everyone, signing with promotional companies. You know what I'm saying?
No.
In terms of content.
You're bullshitting.
Someone who busts their ass every day, putting out tons of content and doing the hard work, doing their kind of work, as opposed to doing the things that make you popular and rich and happy and celebrity, which I don't do, right?
He doesn't do that. That's bad.
For a content creator.
No, Phil, you're not a blue-collar worker. A better analogy would be this. You're that guy that works with the blue-collar workers. Maybe your parents are the directors of the company and they just got you a job to get you out of the house. I don't know, you work at the company and nobody knows why anymore. You coast by doing the bare minimum and you clock out dead on 5:30 every day. You're not innovating, you're not bringing anything new to the table, and left to your own devices, you're a liability. And when that day finally comes and you're inevitably left in charge and your business starts to fail, you'll say you have no idea why and blame everyone but this guy. Ew, dude! What the fuck? I've only been regularly keeping up with Phil since just before he got kicked out of Twitch's partnership program.
Hateful slurs!
Previous to that, all I knew of Darksydephil was Evil AJ's MGS3, This Is How You Don't Play, some Tevin stuff, and that Frederick Knudsen video. However, in that relatively short space of time, it's clear to me at least that he's experienced a regression, the complete opposite of what he would want to be happening, and you would think worrying for his business. So what's going on? Well, without the full history lesson, DSP has gone from being YouTube royalty to finding out what it's like to be a small streamer just making their way in the world of Twitch or YouTube. When you're just starting out, you might have got yourself a small dedicated following that turns up to every stream. You may even curate your content for them. This is all very similar to what DSP says he does these days, and I know he'll never change, and all this is pointless to say, but if I was him, I'd be asking myself, do you want to stay at that level? If you're not looking to make a career from streaming, then great. If, however, you are looking to take things to the next level, then maybe you should start thinking about how you can improve your situation.
Oh my god, what is this? Where am I?
I don't think you should ever be trying to make a career out of it unless you started it as a hobby and then it became big enough where you could start thinking about making it a career. But getting into it with like 0 viewers and 0 followers and being like, yeah, I'm gonna be a pro, and then trying to get yourself to that level it's gonna be just very disappointing, and I think mentally taxing more than anything else. Because this one of the things that it really comes through the energy that you bring to a stream. Like DSP, he tells you constantly how positive he is, how wholesome and amazing and meaningful everything is, but his behavior and the energy that he brings to the stream is anything but that.
Oh, come on. There was nothing I could do about that.
At the moment, DSP has roughly 200 to 300 people watching on an average stream. It's not unusual to see around 500 to 600 in on his morning stream. That then dips down pretty sharply as soon as he's finished his pre-stream. Then on the night stream, it'll normally be around 250-ish. This can obviously fluctuate depending on factors like whether or not it's a new game or, you know, drama. But the few people you do see chatting are generally the same core fan base that have somehow stuck around long enough to know what not to say or don't mind being yelled at when they step out of line. What irks me about this is the relationship is completely one way. Never have I heard of Darksydephil's name popping up in another streamer's chat or a comment on a YouTube video. And never have I heard of Phil paying back any of his loyal fans for any of their fan art or branding. It's always about what you can do for him and not the other way around.
Whatever you're getting out of my content, I'm getting out of you guys being supportive and being chill and being an awesome audience, you know, with my stuff too. Please understand.
What a positive thing to say.
It goes back and forth. It's not just a one-way deal.
It's definitely a two-way relationship.
Definitely both ways.
Oh, and don't get me started on networking. Even the big name streamers will occasionally stream with other people.
Do you think that it's people being lazy or is streaming starting to change for the worse? See, I don't know because I don't watch other streamers, so I don't know what you're saying. Honestly, like, I don't know. If you had an example of a streamer who's doing that and what they're doing and you would like me to comment on a specific situation, in general, I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't know who XQC is. Who's XQC? I never heard.
Dude, one of the weirdest things about DSP is that somebody once mentioned that there's no one who has been in good relationship with DSP and did business with them and came out of it clean. And I started thinking about it, and I can't think of a single fucking person. Maybe the guy that he was playing Apex Legends with, Brian. That guy seems like he just left and is doing his own thing. But when it comes to actual business and getting into like a business style relationship with him, I can't think of a single person or party that got out of it clean.
Never heard of him. I never heard of him. If this guy XQC took a big diarrhea stinky dump in his toilet and made loud noises through his house and live streamed it, it would probably be the top rated thing he ever did. Or the name sounds a little familiar, but I don't know who that is.
Dude, I don't know XQC.
Other people's content, I don't know who the hell that is. I just did what I did. I'm seriously, I didn't watch other content creators. I had no...
That's actually very true. Every person who knows Dave personally has lost money from him, including his parents. That is actually true.
Awareness.
Very interesting.
Well, maybe they're...
I mean, we don't count those, like, people that he played money matches with, like, back in the day. Even though he lost money and gave it to them. I guess.
Me,
it's weird.
Oh, I don't watch other content creators, but I appreciate your kind words and your support. Thank you. Captain Molargy did another super chat basically saying Dr. Disrespect sent another streamer named Scrump a signed vest because he did some challenge or something. How is that hard to understand? Well, I don't know who Scrump is, so I didn't know that's what you meant. I also don't understand why another streamer would want a piece of merch from a different streamer. You're like saying,
because
what do I want?
People like each other. Because like he can look at streamers as being competition, or you can look at them as being your co-workers, essentially. And depending on the way you look at it, is going to change the way that you act towards other streamers.
A signed headband from Ninja? No.
And he's looking at them as competition that are all better than him. But also he is better than them, but he's like a diamond in the rough, right? He hasn't been discovered yet, even though he's like washed up. It's weird.
I don't want anything from fucking Ninja. What the fuck do I care about him for? Why the fuck would I want anything from him? Fucking shove it up your ass. I don't want that.
Wow, shove it up your ass.
I don't care.
Very positive.
You know, a fan of them might want that. But I'm a content creator myself. Why would I want merch of another content creator? Salad you all day. To super chat, I said maybe other streamers aren't toxic like you. No, I think other streamers just like to suck each other's dicks or something. Like, why the hell would I want merch from another streamer? Like, it literally makes no sense at all. You are a streamer. You make content. You want people to tune into your content. Why would you want someone to send you a piece of their merch?
Because
right?
They're your friend.
Like, what?
Yeah, why are you so fucking stupid? It's either he's acting stupid, which I know is not the case, or he's genuinely this stupid and this emotionally stunted where he can't understand a friendly relationship between people that are in some kind of competitive business together.
You realize that's your competition, right? Like,
okay.
What are you talking about? Like, and by the way, no disrespect to Dr. Disrespect. He's a guy who has a huge fan base. People like what he does. They like his character or whatever. So good, more power to him. I actually have no problem with him. But if he was like, oh, I heard that DSP guy is a cool content creator, I'm going to send him a signed vest, I'd be like, no, please don't. In fact, why don't you take that thing and do the floss with it on your naked body? Because I don't care about fucking your vests. Like,
yeah, that's why nobody respects you, and that's why nobody wants to have anything to do with you. That's why you gotta suck June the King's cock so he can make a video about you that is mildly positive or quote-unquote objective and fair.
What are you talking about? Hated one, no, I couldn't tell you names of other streamers that are entertaining and care about interaction with their audience because I'm a content creator myself and that's what I focus on. I don't watch other streamers.
Obviously.
So I couldn't answer your question.
He does now.
It'll be up to you to find.
Now he basically hate watches other people.
I'm not the one, I'm not the watcher, I'm the creator, you know? And this takes up all of my time.
Anyway, when you've become so comfortable that you're doing the same thing every time you're live, you can lose sight of what you're there for. And like I said before, you're there to put on what is essentially a TV show. So this is where being able to keep yourself talking comes into play. You need to have topics prepared, and importantly, as and when new viewers appear, you need to be talking to them and taking an interest in them. Viewing your stream chat as this faceless wall of text that are expected to turn up every day and talk about you without thinking about the human beings behind that text is not the way to go. This is why I find that clip of Phil berating one of his viewers just for suggesting that he should ask them questions particularly concerning.
The whole point of a live stream that you're attending is that you're supposed to find the streamer entertaining and want to interact with them, not the other way around.
When you're operating at this level, you absolutely should be asking them questions. When you're continually reminding your chatters that you're hoping to make your channel a place to be sociable, but laying into them every time they try to, something's seriously wrong. And that something is you.
You! Who, me?
You. Yes, you.
You're telling them one thing, but showing another.
I want this channel to get popular again and be a place where people can feel like they can have social interaction and have a good time with games.
This never happened, by the way.
It has to come
Of
back.
course he's gonna tell you what happened, but it actually didn't.
I like doing what we're doing right now. Talking, having social interaction. while we
Social
share our love for
interaction.
video games. That's what I really enjoy.
That's what an alien
When
would
we
say.
have this conversation, right? If I lost the ability to have this conversation with you guys, I would actually probably start to hate my job again. It's not a toxic cesspool where idiots come to shit and
In before Syrax beats his grandmother again.
Yo, yeah, he actually did. He actually did. Or at least there's some kind of a police report that he is beating his grandma again. This dude's gonna get put in prison eventually, which is gonna be a justice. So big ups.
load their butts on it on the channel.
Big ups to Keen.
It's a place where you can come and hang out
the
with
news.
people that you like. You hang out with me. We have a good time, right? We're enjoying all the latest games and the like, and feel safe and feel like you're at home and feel like it's a community again.
Further to this, I feel what Phil's streams lack is a reason to be there in the first place and a reason to keep viewers tuning in other than watch me play more of this game. If his so-called pre-stream podcast could be useful for anything, it'd be that. I know. It's called the Level 1 podcast now. Whoopee fucking do. A short, just chatting segment where he informally talks to his audience about the topics of the day while they're filing in. Yes, talk about gaming news, but not just rabbiting opinions you've quickly found on Twitter 5 minutes before you started streaming. The human element's missing. His tweets referring to his gameplay describe it as coverage, as though his channel's some sort of serious gaming news outlet.
This is one of the silliest fucking DSP gimmicks when he talks about coverage of stuff. It's like he's there in a person. We're gonna cover this latest video game release, everybody, and he has like a microphone. He's like a journalist somewhere.
And not just
so
a
silly
fun place to hang out. And during his pre-streams, it's very apparent that you're being informed about gaming news instead of just having a quick chat about it. Okay, so during his pre-streams, we get
Phil's day off,
which is the closest thing we get to IRL content these days, but it never feels like he's letting you in. There's always this feeling of disconnect between the streamer and the audience, and what he does on his day off is always the same mundane things anyway. And isn't it weird that we get the two together? Serious gaming news juxtaposed with I went to try and buy fishing lures.
This week, when I have my day off, I will head out and I will get some fishing lures. And every week when we hit the $100 tips goal on this stream, I will add a new fishing lure to the hat. I think
wow,
it's
the lure
a way to have something cool and different for the streams, and I was totally down for that. Sounds like a great idea. Yesterday was my day off. I said I'll go look for fishing lures. Well, we have a sporting goods shop in our area. It's called Dick's Sporting Goods. I walk in.
It was like, hello, Sir Dix.
Like that.
Can I have some fishing lures, please?
Back corner is canoeing and outdoorsman-like stuff. So like, we're getting there. We're almost there.
This is for real how long it took him to tell the fucking story of how he went and bought some fishing lures. For real.
Kat and I have been watching Shark Tank recently. But it's supposed to be like a portable volleyball. I'm at the front of the store again. I'm in the baseball section again. Wait, what?
What?
Fellas, as a male streamer, is it gay to watch another male streamer? I mean, you're watching another male play with himself.
Yes, it is gay. We're all boyfriends here. You're welcome. We're watching... I'm playing with myself, watching another guy play with himself occasionally. But most of the time, he's talking about playing with himself. He's not even playing with himself. But that's what does the trick to me. Me playing with myself while another guy talks about playing with himself. Sound good.
What gives? So I grab a store associate and I say, hey,
I would like to procure 3 of your finest fishing lures. Money is no objects.
we haven't had that in years. You are Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Like sporting.
We're Dick's, bro. Big ups 783, dude.
Do you know the difference between
and big ups 50915 for 20 months.
Sports and sporting? Okay, a sport is an athletic.
It is normal to get frustrated when your new ideas don't work out, especially when it feels like everyone else around you is succeeding.
Guess what? We didn't hit the hat goal tonight.
The trick is to realise that the problem will undoubtedly stem from something you're doing, and it's certainly no one else's fault. So make changes, do some research, get inspired, and come back next time with a fresh mindset. But there lies one of the many problems with Darksydephil. He's completely incapable of self-reflection and will always bang his head against the same wall, never realising that things don't just get better by themselves. This has caused his career in content creation, if that's what we have to call it, to happen in reverse. He got comfortable with the notoriety he received early on, spamming multiple videos a day and getting paid handsomely for it. So when all that went away, he felt and still feels that the success he was used to is still owed to him. But it's that mentality that it's YouTube's fault for fucking up their website that's got him into the predicament he's in. Treading water and making excuses. I'm sorry, Phil, but not having a plan B, failing to adapt with the times, and just generally being lazy in your approach to your business is all on you. I know you can't stand those that put in the work with their clickbait titles and custom thumbnails and belittle them for doing so to make you feel better about your laziness. But at the end of the day, this is your business, and generally businesses tend to move with the times and seek to do better.
Oh my god. What is going on? Whoa! This sucks. Look at this idiot. Ouch.
DSP has a history in the fighting game community. Now, I've never really been into fighting games.
It's a history, alright.
Street Fighter 2 on the Amiga when I was about that big, and I remember really enjoying being able to do this. But apart from that, the idea of repeatedly battering the shit out of someone in the same set of environments just doesn't appeal to me. But you know what really doesn't interest me? Watching other people trying to beat the shit out of each other in the same set of environments. But I gather there's a bunch of people that do. Like a lot. I mean, take a look at... Well, first, let me see if you think this sounds familiar. Born in the early 80s, brought up on video games, entered fighting game tournaments throughout the 90s and 2000s, started uploading to YouTube for fun in the late 2000s, lost their job in the early 2010s, and shortly thereafter began YouTubing as their full-time job. I'm of course talking about Maximilian Dude.
The light side, Phil. Light side Max.
Kind of weird, isn't it? I won't go into a full history lesson here because honestly it doesn't really matter. You've more than likely heard of him anyway. Suffice to say that Maximilian Dude has built a hugely successful career online born out of his love of fighting games. So he found a niche, built a channel around it, and went from there. My point with this is that it's just
Max is pretty much the good ending.
Two similar lives can splinter off in such a dramatic way. This is the difference a professional attitude, pleasant personality, and an actual work ethic can make. Phil has vaguely commented on Max multiple times over the years as people have spotted the similarities and brought them up with him. You'll more than likely just get the same bitter answer about how these bigger content creators have tons of money to throw around and probably have a team of people doing all of their editing and production for them.
Oh, Phil, well, why you don't do this thing that Dr. Disrespect does, or man, why don't you do this cool thing that Maximilian Dude does? Why don't you have the production quality of this other content creator? Well, here, I'll tell you why. You ready? You wanna know why? Because they make 50 times more fucking money than I do.
Fucking money. That's not true.
They're literally making millions.
I mean, that is true, but you don't need insane amounts of money for good production value. You actually don't. And you never really did. But you need to be creative with the money you get. That's like, talk about like a big studio blockbuster versus an indie film. Indie films have less money, but they're more creative. So you could aim that creativity into compensating for the production value that you would usually have, and it would work in your favor. But DSP doesn't have that creativity. He has people sending him stuff, and he just throws shit at the wall. Quite literally puts shit behind him to see what sticks and what he can monetize even more.
Millions of dollars a year. They're bringing
It's never about the money.
Tens of thousands of dollars a month. They can afford it. They don't even do their own shit. Do you think they set up their own stuff? Really?
Why not?
Teams of people fucking doing this for them. They have professional studio quality shit because they can afford it. Well, maybe if I made 100 times as much money as I was making right now, I could actually do something on the quality level of Maximilian Dude. Because I could probably hire people to do work for me and shit, but I don't, because I'm one.
So his solution is literally just paying somebody to do it for you. Well, that's why he's never gonna get better.
One dude making...
Just throw money at it. You want to do something, throw money at it. Don't try and learn it, even if it's something that is probably easy you can get a hang of. Don't try figure it out. Just throw some cash at it. Throw a fat stack of dollars at somebody, he's gonna do it for you. And you're gonna learn nothing, and you're gonna lose money. Big ups.
No, a limited amount. You know what I mean? But there's people unfairly compare me to these people who are like light years ahead of me when it comes to the attention they get, the money they make. I would love right now to say, oh, let's drop the streams and go do random shit. And then I make no money and I go out of business. Maximilian Dude could literally take a shit live on stream and bring in 35,000 viewers if he so wanted to. Like, it doesn't mean anything about the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst argument I've ever heard about the quality of a game because a popular guy is making content of it and it's getting views. Who cares? Right? Doesn't mean the game is good.
Incidentally, from what I gather, Max tends to do most of his own editing.
Well, sorry for a second. Even if you consider the amount of money that DSP is getting, his setup is still worse than somebody like another YouTuber that makes an equal amount of money. It's objectively worse. How much
does he think an editor costs?
Well, yeah, it's not just about the editor. It's about the overall production value. Just look at somebody who just runs kind of a mid-level, mid-scale YouTube channel. Let's assume they make like 100K a year. They don't bitch about the video games that they gotta buy, and they don't know how they're gonna buy them. they have a better background, they have better recording equipment, and it's all just generally better in pretty much any sense of the word. So it's really not a financial issue.
Phil's claims
And I got
that he's
busted.
too busy to do things like editing, and Max just goes to show that it's all bollocks.
Big ups
So
Era
obvious
for
that
the
it's almost not
contribution.
worth talking about. It's not that he's too busy, he just doesn't manage his time well, or he's too lazy, or both. I mean, one of these people has a child, and it sure as hell isn't DSP. Well, I mean, Phil has Jasper. Oh, and let's get this straight.
Well, Jasper is a non-human child. They're different.
Right. On a purely presentation style level, there's absolutely no reason why Phil's stream...
DSP totally missed the point. They're entertaining.
Well, that's also the thing, because there's some streamers like, I don't know, like Kai Sinat was his name or something. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly, but anyways, that guy who basically just has a webcam going on. It doesn't have any kind of crazy, insane studio stuff, and still gets tens of thousands of people watching him at any point. So it's obviously, it all comes down to the personality that's on the other end of your screen. And he's just not that guy. And you could try and compensate with great production value, but he doesn't have it. And he doesn't want to achieve it, and he doesn't want to learn anything. So that's why we're on level 1. And he's very proud of being on level 1. That's also another reason why he's trash.
Couldn't be at least comparable to Max's. You could spend one afternoon in that so-called office and make things considerably more professional without spending $1. He's had ample opportunity to get it sorted. But this is a man who's happy to stream looking like this and sitting in front of whatever this is supposed to be. Max has also successfully diversified his content over the years. In fact, the first video I ever stumbled across of his had absolutely nothing to do with fighting games. It was the beautifully put together Journey to the Remake, where he details his history with his favourite game, Final Fantasy VII, and shows the long lead up to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm sure you know where this is going. DSP's idea of diversification?
He reacts. Oh, yeah, I eat food.
This really goes hand in hand with the first idea of giving people a reason to keep tuning in. Draw the viewers in with your niche and keep them around with your story. Speaking of your viewers...
Wait, where am I now? What is this? Wasn't my fault.
You should never ever expect anything from your chat. They're not obligated to do anything for you, or even speak to you, let alone give you money. If your chat wants to talk about...
Even, I would even take it further. You should never, ever expect anything from streaming. Don't expect anybody to show up. Don't expect anybody to like or subscribe or whatever. Just don't expect it. Because expectation sets you up for disappointment. And then it's a stress that you don't need.
Sports, the weather.
Of course, do your best. Do what you can do and what you know and improve, but don't expect anything to happen. Because there's probably dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of people who tried to stream and then got 0 viewers because they expected to be discovered, and then it never happened.
Drake or Kanye West, let them do it.
I don't know what's going on. People are talking about Elder Scrolls Online or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the chat right now. People seem to be completely derailed and not paying attention, and no one's talking to me, so how nice. Guys, you know I'm still here. We're still enjoying Skyrim today, just so you know. The stream is not ended. We are still here. We're having a good time.
And if they're quiet, give them something to talk about. You're the entertainer here. Take these people talking in your chat before you've turned your webcam on. They're the people that can't wait to see how you're doing, and if you were any kind of decent person, you'd be eager to know the same about them. More than ever, DSP is promoting his stream as a social experience, but the following clips don't really bear this out.
So Timbo Slice Juice, what's your opinion on Kim Kardashian West filing for divorce from Kanye West? Who cares? Who cares? And it was pretty inevitable with some of the zany shit he was doing. No one's gonna put up with that crap. I need feedback. Stop talking about stupid fucking Kanye West bullshit. And let's talk about the game.
This is great.
You start derailing the stream with bullshit.
This is great.
Kanye West.
Nobody fucking cares about Kanye West.
People weren't talking about Kanye West. They were talking about Drake. Oh, okay. You can get banned then, because I just told you we're not talking about bullshit. So you're out of here. Fucking idiot. Java basically did a whole bunch of super chats about pronouns. No one cares.
No one cares.
Stop talking about that now. And thank you for the super chat.
If I was running a stream and my chat were having a conversation about something I'm not particularly knowledgeable about, you can be sure that before the next stream, I'd read up on that topic so that I can join in with the discussion. DSP doesn't have a public or even members only Discord server, and he only allows comments on his Twitter from people that he follows. So basically the central hub of his community is his stream chat, which is what he wants, but if you're not allowing innocent conversations to play out here, then where can they go to do it? As others have pointed out, he's shutting down what are essentially memes beginning within his community. Take this Snowcar situation, for example.
In the last couple of weeks, people think it's a running joke now to come into my stream and have a name Carl. And do some kind of a running joke with this. What you're essentially doing, you're creating a club-like mentality where people who are coming into the streams and just want to chill feel like, oh man, this is all Carl's talking constantly. Just talking.
Yeah, but those people that come, they can't even say anything in chat. So you're creating the club-like mentality because they need to be a member of your chat, you know, a member of your club for a certain amount of time to even be able to say something.
About fucking Carl.
So instantly, they're not equal to all those people that have been in your chat for more than a day. So you're creating the problem. You've unleashed the monster, and it's your fault. Sounds good.
Carl, Snow Carl. All right, that's done as of right now, and I mean it. All of you who have a fucking Carl name, I want you to change them immediately. I'm done with it. I'm not gonna have you come in here and derail my streams because I've had now 3 major complaints from regulars in the last week saying this is stupid. I come to your stream and everyone in the stream chat's ignoring your game and talking about Carl bullshit, and they're doing it to derail your stream just like used to happen on Twitch. I'm here doing a gameplay stream, trying to have a chill time with my viewers who are here to enjoy gaming with me. I look at the stream chat, Snow Carl for mod, Snow Carl, I wonder who'll be mod. Will he be the Viceroy? Snow Carl. So here, fuck you. Get the fuck off my stream so I can enjoy games again. I'm tired of this now. All week it's been like this. I'm not gonna allow my streams to be derailed by these people anymore. I'm done with it. I've already laid down the law. Your fucking stupid ass leniency is now done as of today. All right, I'm done with this. I want to have fun with a game and have an interactive stream with my audience, and not have my audience telling me we can't talk because everyone in the fucking chat is talking about Snow Carl or other dumb shit. It's over, okay? Snow Surdo re-upped their membership for 3 months and says the chat is dead without Snow Carl. No, it is not. In fact, I would argue the chat's much better without Snow Carl.
Obviously, it's much better.
Something emerged from DSP's chat that he could have jumped on. Something that could have become a funny thing for him and his viewers. His chat gave itself an identity. They could have been called the Carls or something, in the same slightly cringy way that some streamers will say, welcome to the whatever squad. You know, this reminds me of how the Vest streak began. It evoked nostalgia and gave DSP's viewers something fun to associate with. The difference with the Vest streak is that the focus was all on Phil, and it was instantly monetizable and became a huge money spinner, instead of just being the fun for 5 minutes, mildly amusing thing that happened that day. Little things like this are how a community grows, and if you're cutting them off before they even have a chance, then your community's only ever going to stay at this level.
And level 1. Welcome to level 1. That's awesome. Level 1 is badass, everyone.
That was bullshit.
Take a look at DSP's recent playthrough of Skyrim. Now, Phil's been playing a lot of remasters over the last year, and that's fine, there's been a fair few of them. This was true at the time of recording. I think, to be fair, he has eased up on this a bit recently. But this is certainly one where I know I'd be asking myself, why am I doing this? The thing about Skyrim is, it's Skyrim. It's one of the most popular games of all time, and it's completely ingrained in our pop culture. That's not to say that those others weren't, of course. Far from it. It's just, this is Skyrim. It's a game that has been and continues to be mined for the abundance of content that its gameplay and story can provide. People have speedrun it, memed it, modded it, beaten it without walking, beaten it without taking any damage, made 10,000 gold without leaving Whiterun, beaten it as a pacifist, beaten it while remaining at level 1, played it small, beaten it big, remade it, boundary broke it, added Daggerfall to it, added multiplayer, added guns, made Oblivion in the same engine, ran across it on a treadmill, loved it, hated it, written papers on it, and reenacted it. But in the 10 plus years since this game's release, has there ever been a playthrough more entertaining and meaningful as
Vanilla Skyrim in the end of 2021? That's hype, dude. Everybody loves Vanilla Skyrim.
There's no questions being asked, no interesting viewpoints, and nothing new to see. It's just, watch me play Skyrim. Vanilla Skyrim. unmodded console Skyrim. You know Skyrim, that game you've played before, that game you've seen me play before.
Skyrim. A Spike Lee joint.
Oh, and of course, the only real justification you get
380
for all of this is
85 parts. God damn.
Rolls out for all of these. You've seen me play this before, way back when I hadn't adopted direct capture, but you haven't seen me play it on the Xbox Series X at 1080p 60. Oh, go on, man.
Full 1080p. Wow, 60 frames. I didn't know it was going to be a full 60 frames. 60 frames per second. 1080p 60 frames. 60 frames. Yo, GTA.
This is a 60 frame-a-thon.
60 frame Mass Effect 1. 60 frames. 60 frames. Full 1080p. Whoa. 60 frames. Oh shit. Silky smooth 60 frames. 60 frames is crazy. I want 60 frames. Sounds good. I want 60 frames. 60 frames. Mass Effect in 60 frames. It's full 60 frames? Dude, I love this at 60 frames. 60 frames per second biking. You can fly by at 60 frames per second. It's a smooth 60.
Compare Phil's stuff to someone like Doug. He often streams Skyrim and sets himself interesting challenges, but not only that, he'll mod the game to allow his chat to participate in the gameplay, or sets up the voice recognition program Voice Attack so that when his chat get him to say certain things, then something happens in the game. It's entertaining, hilarious, and completely unique, as opposed to, you know.
Dave will probably spend half an hour to an hour simply downloading the software that is required to program the game. Simply downloading it, extracting the archive, and installing it, that's gonna be an hour worth of an actual stream. And I'm not even talking about the time it's gonna take him to set up the actual streaming environment so you can see him on the PC.
Seriously, it killed me. Even though I
don't know why I'm playing this game is boring. 60 frames.
Okay, wow, that was fun, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It's stupid.
Great, by the way. Hello, computer.
It's excellent.
I'm not bad. I'm 11.
You're 11?
Yeah, I'm 11.
And your parents bought you a gaming PC? What's wrong with this picture?
As far as I know, as of right now, DSP's only real goal, apart from the usual monthly membership goals and just generally requiring as much money from each stream as possible, has been to reach 200,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, something that he'd hoped would happen by his 40th birthday, which was 2 days ago, by the way. And just incidentally, 7 or 8 months later, this has now only just happened. Presumably you know my position on some of the things he should be doing, and if not, play some multiplayer, edit some videos, open a members Discord, whatever it is, just change something. Okay, yes, he's doing the DSP Reacts thing now, which I guess you could say is something new, but again, we still have to have the hour-long pre-stream, and, well, look at it. It's just Phil watching something and making it all about himself every time he pauses the video. So after all this time, and considering everything DSP has persevered through, I think I'd be mature enough to realise that streaming and content creation wasn't for me and move on to something else. And it was only my initial YouTube popularity and an unwavering curiosity to see what crazy thing I'm going to say next that keeps me afloat. Maybe it's get my Twitch partnership back, or hopefully one day I'll get a sponsor. Maybe it's nothing at all. Let's just say if your entire business plan consists of nothing but keep doing the same thing and hope things get better, then you'll remain on mission 1 until the game finally reaches its only logical conclusion.
Dude, he used the previously recorded bit. There was a channel by Red Letter Media that was called Previously Recorded, where they were playing games, and that was the end of the video. Every time they ended the video, they played this, and now a synthwave song is gonna start playing. Yes!
I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone that never let me forget that this video existed. I know it's long overdue, but it's had a long story, and to be honest, the making of would probably make a decent video in itself. As for when the next one will be, I'm honestly not sure. We'll have to see. I want to make more. I love doing this, but time and family stuff are a thing. You know how it is. However, if you are interested in learning what I have to say about DSP's latest shenanigans on a more regular basis, you can find me over on That Being Said. We do a couple of DSP related shows a week, and it's always a chill fun time. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Previous to that, all I knew of know what not to say, or fuck me. Shortly thereafter began YouTubing as a full
Anyways, you can go check out the Sam video without me talking on his channel. Here's how it's called: Mission 1: How DSP got there and why he'll never leave. Big up Sam. Now, what did I want to do now? Wait, I'm allegedly playing a game. Let me pause this. There was some other video I wanted to watch. It was a Bacon Sweats video, July 10th, but I already watched all that recap stuff for it. Dude, I forgot. What was the thing that I was gonna watch? Bleh. Yeah, let's check out this video, Darksydephil. Obviously, massive shout out, Darksydephil, the creator of the 3D schematics for the guy. He made it possible, and you can get a mini of the guy from the link in the description. Go check it out.
Hey everybody, it's Darksydephil. I had something I wanted to chat about, and I got to thinking maybe I'd just make a YouTube video. So, what the hell? Here we go. I want to talk about very clearly and simply why I dislike DSP. I think everybody has a reason for being here in the Vortex. Everybody has a reason that they dislike Phil if they're involved in this. But there's one sort of very specific subset that I feel like doesn't get talked about much. And I feel very strongly about it. So because it's the reason that I dislike Phil. So yeah, let's get into it. So I was watching the most recent episode of the That Being Said podcast, and I think this is touched on a little bit without anyone coming directly out and saying it. And this is a sentiment that I've shared in a number of different forums on Discord and in other avenues like Twitter before, but never really just kind of put it out there and said, hey, I dislike Phil because I see so much of myself, or maybe I should say my past self, which I know is the fucking meme with him, but real human beings do grow and change, and we do remember sort of the sins of our past, and we take pride in the fact that we've changed.
That is very correct. And I agree with this, and I've seen a lot of people share the same sentiment, where it's like, DSP is such a compilation of almost like all the classic flaws that a person can have. So most people can see something in him and be like, hey, that's kind of like how I felt at this point. That's kind of how I acted. But then I had like a moment of introspection or whatever, and then you figure it out and stuff. And then you look at him just banging his head in the wall and blaming everybody else. And you're like, yeah, that's not the way to do it, man. That's not the way to address this.
And so I look at my past and I say, like, yeah, there's a whole lot about sort of my late teens, early to mid 20s that I share. I have a lot of traits, I guess, in common with Phil, with the way he looks at the world, the way he interacts with people around him, his inability to sort of take any responsibility for anything that he does or that he does wrong. And I look at that and it's like seeing this nasty part of myself that I fought really hard to sort of expunge and to work through and to get rid of. But here it exists in somebody else who's kind of taken the other route and just refuses to change, refuses to evolve, really, to move past it. And it just blows my mind. And I think there's sort of, when I first got involved in this, there was actually this feeling. At first I thought maybe I was kind of being taken in by the big gnosis in the first like 3 months or so of my time watching DSP content and being involved in the detractor sphere, which has been about 5 years ago now. So, but the thing about it is, I think what it really was I wanted to help him, or at least wanted to stick around to see if he would help himself, because I am a firm believer in people who have problems, the style of his problems and the magnitude of them. They have to want to help themselves. Or
that is very true, yeah.
And I don't think that's a very hot take by any stretch of the imagination. But I wanted to see whether or not he would help himself, you know, whether he could take this criticism and decide to help himself. And the fact is, he can't. For whatever reason. I mean, I believe it's probably narcissism. I think we've seen enough. I think we've seen enough proof of that concept to believe that it's true. But he just refuses to help himself, and that drives me insane, because I know what it's like to sort of live as that type of person, to live in that headspace, to be doing all these awful things to yourself and to other people around you, and just sort of knowing that you're the only one that can fix it, or at least having people tell you that you're the only one who can fix it and change it. They'll support you, but you have to make the decision, and then not making the decision. And I think that it is in that not making the decision to better himself that he is at his most despicable.
There you go.
And I see sort of this part of myself that's still alive and breathing that you know, I know personally I killed a long time ago, at least, you know, for the most part. Nobody's perfect. But it drives me insane, you know? Because we've all made mistakes. We've all made mistakes very similar to Phil's. Again, it was something that I've heard talked about on podcasts and videos, just in random discussions on streams from one detractor to another. But people grow, people learn, and people change. But that's the ironic thing, is that, you know, for all the talk he does about change, Phil just doesn't change. He doesn't change at all. And it drives me nuts. So I think really sort of the summary of why I can't fucking stand the guy is because throughout the course of my life, and I'm only a few years younger than Phil, so I've been around for a while on planet Earth, I guess. Not that he's been, but that's neither here nor there. But I've had more in common with DSP throughout the course of my life than I probably haven't had in common with him. I've had more in common with him than I'm really even comfortable with. But I can reflect on that positively because... positively, Jesus Christ. He ruins every fucking word. But I can reflect on all that positively because I've overcome these issues like a lot of other people have. We've grown and we've changed. And I think that you can't really know how despicable all that shit is, and how much you really just detest when somebody, you know, is an unrepentant beggar and a narcissist, and they're just fucking terribly, brutally mean to everyone around them. Unless to a certain extent, you've either been a victim of this stuff or you've been the perpetrator. And I think, you know, there's probably a lot of people in the distractor sphere like myself who have probably been sort of the perpetrator of some of these issues in the past. And they look at him with disdain because they know that it's possible to get past it, and he just refuses to.
That's very true, yeah.
I'm completely wrong in that, but...
And it really comes down to, like, person to person. There's obviously some people that are detracting on Phil that are absolutely nothing like him and don't have any traits that they share with him. And with other people, they have more traits that they share with him. Some of them are still fighting with those negative traits. Some of them have overcome it to the best of their abilities. You know, it's really comes down to, like, individual.
I don't think so. You know, the more and more I hear about this, and I think listening to this podcast today was what kind of triggered me. I was like, no, man, I'm right. Like, there are other people that feel this way, and this is why they don't like him. And I want to start a conversation with those people. So I guess the way I would summarize this whole thing is with a bit of a comparison, a metaphor, from one of my favorite stories of all time, which is actually the story of Dragon Ball, because I'm a giant weeb, so, you know, joke about that in the comments if you will. But I would say that I look at DSP and I see the Demon King Piccolo to my...
There you go, the Pickle Man.
I see my expelled demon that refuses to die. It's continuing to be an abysmal person, and it just won't go away. No. And it won't change, even though I know that metaphor isn't completely and totally like airtight throughout. The Kami Piccolo comparison I think is pretty good, and I just want to add what energy I can to the sort of the spirit bomb of the detractor sphere that all of us are always adding. This sort of positivity out of negativity that just amasses a little more every year to sort of eventually get rid of him. Just to see him gone, or at least to see this version of him gone. I don't think he has it in him to change at this point. But if he did, I'd welcome it. I would consider it getting rid of him, because it's getting rid of the bad things that he does that everyone dislikes him for in the first place. So I'd take that as a win. Doesn't mean, he's got to be gone from the internet, because let's be honest, it's entertaining. But I want to contribute to that, and I guess that's what gets me so excited. Aside from, the stuff I've talked about before about letting me practice my craft as an artist and so on and so forth. That's sort of like the second layer of this, of why I get involved in this shit. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like I see a lot of myself, or my past self, if you will, in this guy, and he drives me fucking nuts, and I would just love to either see him gone or see him changed, and whatever I can do to contribute to that, awesome.
There you go.
Or maybe I just like laughing at douchebags.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think he's gonna be gone in the capacity that most people expect him to be gone. I think at worst, he's gonna run out of credit, or he's just gonna be bad at money, but eventually his parents are gonna die, so he's gonna get something there. So if you're really like waiting in the wings and really hyped that one day he's gonna get his justice, and it's gonna be like a super hype and super climactic, probably don't. It's not very likely. Just enjoy your stay at the Detractor Hotel. Get all your entertainment when you can, and that's it. Have fun, and don't take it too deeply, because then I don't know, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna stop being fun at some point. So there was something else I wanted to watch, man. I still can't fucking remember it. It was like a long ass video about something, about Dave, obviously, but yeah. The Great Depression cooking. God damn, Clara. She's 93 years old. Damn. What is she gonna make? What is this? Evaporated milk and... Alright, some buns and coffee. Okay, that's lit. What was the thing I wanted to watch, bro? Because I got about, let's say, 40 more minutes. Let's say. Let me see, bro. Anybody have some suggestions of a cool Dave-related video that we can watch? There's Forspoken DLC. This is the perfect DLC to buy someone you hate. Which is, I don't know. I didn't expect it to get a DLC because the game failed massively and the studio got closed, but I guess it was already in development or something. So that's how you got it. Could we see maybe some vintage clips? What is the most popular of this? Oh yeah, we got Scorn, we got Stuttering Craig's Email. I've watched this. Keemstar DSP. What does the sub box look like? Hey, Turvin got an Amberlyn stream, and Amberlyn apparently getting separated from her soulmate. So that's a thing that's happening. And yeah, DSP reveals his mom messed up his hairline. And there's like a 3-hour Steve video about DSP's hairline, and that his mom used to comb him until he was like in late high school or something like that. Shit is wild. See what else we got. The ultimate meltdown on trolls. Yeah, trolls have problems in their minds, which isn't something that I've really noticed, because you can add me on Instagram where I post a bunch of like IRL stuff and stories and stuff, and you can DM me and I follow back, and the people that I followed just seem like normal regular people. They post pictures from their vacations, they go to work, they play games and stuff, they post memes. So yeah, they seem like pretty normal stuff. And the DSP fans that I know are either sexual deviants and degenerates or just disabled. Which I don't know, man. If you want to talk like community versus community, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you want to go there. I don't know if you want to go there. Because we got the facts. We got them. We got them on lockdown. Hey, the Decepticon watched a DSP movie review. So let me actually go and check out DSP Reacts. I wanted to watch one of his movie reviews. I think the Mario movie. My reaction of, what was that? Yeah, Super Mario movie is not what you would expect. Let's see it. Oh, and this is the great new intro. Looks terrible. Hold on. Let's watch all of it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna see the Dented scrolls sometimes, but it's not gonna be now because I don't really have time for it. So I did watch the Mario movie, and he's making a review of it. So let's dive in. Let's have a look.
What is going on, everyone? Phil here. Welcome to DSP React, and welcome to my review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, for clarification purposes, my viewing audience was asking me to review this movie since it was announced and had a release date back in April of this year. It is now July of this year. Because, as you know, I have a very busy life and work schedule.
Right.
I really wanted to see if I could get to the movies to see it. Sadly, I just never did.
Why?
Eventually,
Because you were busy?
I did get to see it digitally on demand. Thanks to a fan. So thank you. Big shout out. You know who you are, who donated the movie for me to watch for this review.
Someone literally bought him a movie. How much more of a bum can you be while netting over 100K a year? How much more of a bum?
People have been wanting to hear my thoughts on this for a while, and I said, you know what? When I get a chance, finally, I'll do it. Now I had opportunity and access to it, and I watched it last night. And I have a lot of thoughts on it, actually. Although, admittedly, I don't know if my thoughts are going to essentially line up with a lot of people's. Then again, I didn't really read or listen.
You got brain damage
of the movie, regardless. I just kind of listened to my audience's thoughts on it. Seemed like the consensus of my viewing audience over the months that it's been out is that it's pretty good. They liked it. They thought it was exciting. It was an interesting movie. Now, as you know, I'm a lifelong Mario fan. I started playing...
Oh, yeah, he's a massive Mario fan.
Back in the day, I actually owned regular Mario Brothers for the Atari 7800. So I actually started playing Mario games before most people even knew Mario existed. I played every single numbered iteration since then.
That means his review is going to be more meaningful than anybody else's, because he's played literally everything. He's a massive fan.
YouTuber in the last 15 years, I've played every single major Mario game that's come to market, even spin-offs and other things. I would consider myself somewhat of a Mario aficionado, although I'm not necessarily like a hardcore Mario fan. I'm not someone who's like absolutely lining up to do crazy runs in these games and playing them a million times. You know, a lot of these games is kind of a one and done deal for me. But I thoroughly enjoy them. I like some of the lore. I like the fact that every Mario game has a new creative spin and stuff to it. The color, the characters, the music, all of it. You know, first party Nintendo games is good quality stuff, and you know that every time you go to play them. So, when they were going to make a mainstream animated movie, as opposed to the live action movie that I saw in the 90s in theaters starring Bob Hoskins and John
Can we
Leguizamo, which is a really good movie for all the wrong reasons. When I heard this one was coming out, I felt, wow, Illumination. These are the same guys who make Despicable Me, Minions. Those are really, really popular animated movies.
Have you seen them?
Ridiculous amounts of money. So you would think this movie is going to be taken very seriously and is going to be treated with respect. And this is the opportunity for video games to actually break into the mainstream with animation. And a lot of people were saying if this movie ends up being good and does well, this could be the stepping stone to see all of your favorite video game franchises, Nintendo in particular, but possibly even others, make it on the big screen and become big budget franchises. So, everyone was wondering, would this movie be good? But as you know, this movie did ridiculously well. It basically broke box office records. I believe they're saying it's like, as of today, like the second highest grossing animated film of all time, which is absolutely insane because it's only been out since April and it did that well. It's something like that. Like, it's just a crazy huge success story. And already you got, you know, people within Nintendo saying, oh, we're lined up. I mean, we're
Alright, bro, can we get to the actual fucking movie review? It's like 4 minutes.
Probably next.
4 minutes into this.
On with other franchises, right? But was the movie any good? You know, or was it just that it was because it was hyped or whatever? Well, after watching it last night, allow me to give you my full thoughts, okay?
Can we begin? No, first is gonna be a summary of the plot.
When this movie starts, you feel nostalgia because the immediate thing that happens when the movie begins is they start playing the theme song from the Super Mario Brothers animated television show, which used to be called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, late 80s, early 90s, I forget the exact time frame, but I used to watch this show. So it's actually an 80s and 90s kind of rap. Like, we're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. You know, it's cheesy, but it's such a retro vibe because this is what you used to hear all the time when you were a kid.
Wow, dude, I recognize that.
The joke is
I love it now. It's a 10.
That Mario and Luigi just took out to play on New York television because they're plumbers trying to get jobs, and this is the ad they purchased. They had that song in it, okay? It's kind of funny because the logos and everything in the ad are actually logos from their actual video games too, which is kind of neat. I was like, that's a cool way to kind of explain it. But it is kind of odd because you literally get like 15 or more minutes of backstory of how these two guys are literally regular plumbers in New York City trying to get work, and how their family doesn't really support them or believe in them that they can do it, that there's rival plumbers out there that hate their guts and think that they're a joke. And there's actually a running joke that Mario is short, which is weird because I don't know if in the canon of the video games he ever was short, but in this movie everyone says he's just a really short guy. I mean, he's shorter than all of his family members, okay? So anyway, you know, to make a long story short, they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom by just happening to happen upon a random green pipe in a sewer, and they get sucked in, and they're separated. Luigi gets shot to one end of the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario gets shot to the other end. Luigi's in the bad part of town. He's with the dry bones, you know, undead skeleton Koopas who are chasing him. He ends up in a castle. He's being, you know, harassed, and eventually
it's just a summary. There's nothing I can say about this. This is just a summary.
Captured by King Koopa and imprisoned, while Mario immediately starts running into more friendly folk such as Toad, the denizen of the Mushroom Kingdom, who leads him to the princess. Once he talks to the princess, he finds out the backstory that apparently the princess is from another universe and at one point was warped to this Mushroom Kingdom and was trained to live there and eventually became the leader. Don't ask me why they would take someone who randomly wandered upon their kingdom as a child and made her the princess. Figure that one out. It's never really logically explained. But in reality, that's kind of the plot synopsis of this movie. Nothing is ever logically explained. Things happen, they continue to happen.
Bro, it's Super Mario. How much logic do you expect to have from this? It's all fantasy.
That's moving.
It's not logically explained.
None of it actually makes much sense.
For real?
So, the villain of the movie is Bowser, played by Jack.
Because if they start explaining things, they have to explain everything. They have to explain what power-ups are, where they come from, what they do, and why they have them. And then you line this up for everything. And then it's going to be like a 3-hour movie. They got to explain everything. And this, I got to say, the pacing was excellent because it was like a 90-minute movie. I was even surprised when it ended, that it ended that fast.
Black. I think Jack Black does a reasonable amount of voice acting, good amount of voice acting for the character. But the plot is that Bowser has a crush on Princess Peach, wants to marry her. And therefore, he traveled the galaxy finding power-ups and finally found the superstar and felt that because he found the superstar, Toadstool will marry him. Why? Never explained. He just thinks she will.
Cause it's, bruh. It's like when guys go and buy the most expensive diamond to impress a woman. You know, he's getting the most expensive thing, the most special thing in the whole universe. Just so he can impress her, so she can marry him. It's like in a fairy tale.
Alright?
This doesn't make sense to you?
Even his denizens, the Koopa...
This dude's brain is so fried that he couldn't pay attention to a children's movie about a children's game.
But bro, I watched this with my girlfriend and my sister. And both of them are not Mario fans, and I'm not either. But we understood everything.
Army, when they hear his plan, are like, what? They even react like that, like, what? That doesn't sound like a very good plan, but they have to do what he says because he's the big ruler and he's more powerful than all of them, so they got to do what he tells them to do. And so once Mario hits the Mushroom Kingdom and teams up with Princess Toadstool, or Princess Peach as she's called in this movie, their job is to try to find Luigi, who's missing. Well, Bowser captures Luigi, gets a wind of what's going on with Mario.
Oh, this is just Man of Recaps. Have you guys seen the channel Man of Recaps? It's literally this. Literally this. So this happens, and then this happens, then this character says to that other character, hey, we have to go and save Luigi. So then they go and they save Luigi.
Jealous, believing that because Mario has teamed up with Princess Peach that she might have a crush or feelings for him. And so now it's his mission to not only win over Princess Peach, but to also basically crush Mario, who seems to be his romantic rival. Meanwhile, that's not really happening in the movie. Like, there's no real romance between Mario and Princess Peach. It's just kind of like, you know, they're trying to help each other out. You know, Peach wants to defend her kingdom from Bowser's invasion, while Mario's just a stranger in paradise trying to find his lost brother. Now, the movie has ups and downs, twists and turns. There's a lot of cameo appearances. There's an entire plot line where they actually have interaction with the Kong people. Yes, Donkey Kong and his race are a race in the Mushroom Kingdom. That's not canon in the Nintendo universe, but in this movie it is. They drive around in carts that look oddly like vehicles from Mario Kart, although Mario Kart is never referenced and no official racing circuit is ever referenced.
Bro, they talk about what? They're on Rainbow fucking Road. Bruh.
There's multiple driving.
What? And they talk about carts. The fucking king, the king of the Kong says you guys need a cart, and then they go in carts and they play Mario Kart in the fucking movie.
Scenes in the movie that
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Reminiscent of Mario Kart stuff. And let me put it this way: there's some things I really like about the movie. I like that there's a lot of Easter egg references. But
you didn't finish recapping the plot. If you're gonna do a recap of the plot, you do the whole recap. And you do it much faster and streamlined than what you're doing here.
If you are a fan of Mario, you're going to get a lot of references in the movie as, oh, I recognize that creature from a Mario game. Wow, they're playing this theme song of Mario music that I know from a Mario video game in the movie. And those themes permeate throughout. If you're just kind of counting Easter eggs, you're going to have like a giant notepad this stacked by the end of the movie saying, wow, look at all those references to stuff from the Mario franchises in this movie. But never really do they pan out to be anything important, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Another thing that I liked about the movie was the animation. I think the animation was absolutely top-notch. The lighting,
yeah, animation was awesome.
The detail to the characters, to actually see Mario and all of the creatures of the Mushroom Kingdom be put into a full 3D perspective like this on a screen, as opposed to an interactive medium like a video game, but to see them in this insane amount of render and definition. You've never seen them in this much detail before. Hell, if you got a Nintendo Switch, that console's like a console generation behind in graphics. So to actually see the Mario characters look like modern.
Oh my god, it's a fucking movie graphics, bro.
Maybe have on a current gen console. It's kind of mind-blowing and boggling.
Yeah, but it's not just the graphics themselves, the quality of the animation and how it looked, but it's also the direction. The way the shots are made to make everything look the best it could. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun.
But as the movie goes on, which by the way only has about a 90-minute running time, it becomes a little bit more and more apparent that this movie is meant as a standalone feature and is really meant to be a way to explain the lore of the games.
No.
Or does it really feel like it really even has a direct connection to any of the stories of the games previous? It really is its
why
own
would you
standalone
care? Yeah,
story.
literally. It's based on a fucking fat plumber that jumps on fucking mushrooms. And that's all they keep it simple.
No, the princess is not in another castle, but that's a joke that's made. Okay? There's no Koopa kids. All right? There's no geez, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for things that they could have done that would have made sense. How do we take the lore or the gameplay elements of Mario and turn them into a movie? They didn't really go for that. Essentially, the whole movie is Mario and Princess Peach running around looking for Luigi, trying to rescue him, eventually teaming up with the Kongs and becoming this combined force to take on the invading forces of the Koopas, and then fighting with the Koopas for the rest of the movie. And
yeah, you forgot when they lost. And then Bowser wanted to marry the princess because they fucked up the whole army.
That's like the whole movie. There's really nothing to it. The gameplay
There's nothing
of Mario
to it.
Brothers really don't.
The gameplay elements. What are you fucking talking about? What do you want him to do?
shine through. There's a couple.
There was a whole segment where he's going through a Mario level and collecting power-ups and dying. Literally that. That's the gameplay elements. And then they get over it and they have an actual movie.
Scenes for
something that you can't do in the game. If you want the gameplay elements, go play 1,000 Mario games that are out.
For example, at the beginning, there's a scene where they're running through the streets of New York, and it's a 2D side-scroller that looks just like an old-school Mario game. He even jumps and grabs a flag at one point,
Okay, yeah.
But never is he using the elements that you would have thought. Like, for example, why isn't he jumping on a Goomba and then kicking the shell and doing a big combo against the Koopas all the time, right? He doesn't do that. There's no classic Mario stuff. Is there fire flowers? Yes, but when you get one, all of a sudden it's like completely different how it would have been used in the games, you know? It feels like that. Even something like he has the cat suit. Well, he has cat powers, but is he using some of the cat powers from the game? Yeah, but he's also like super powered. Like now he's a superhero and he's flying around doing cat fu, kung fu. That's not in the game. You see?
Oh my
and he does that a lot. Like it basically takes the lore of the games and just turns it into its own entity.
But they would just creatively restrict themselves by using everything that is only in the games. And they wouldn't have any liberty to do creative stuff that works in movie form.
And kind of goes way outside of the realms and confines of what we already know from the video games. And you might argue, well, that's good because that's original. But the question is, who are they trying to appease with this movie? Because in 90 minutes of runtime, there really isn't much substance to this movie at all. There's a lot of action. There's a few.
What is the substance that you're expected to have in a Super Mario Brothers movie? What is the substance you're expected to have?
Along the way.
Deep philosophical meanings? Brutal sex scenes? What is it?
But it never really feels at the end of the movie like, wow, finally Mario made it to the big screen and we got to see all those things that we loved from the Mario games transferred faithfully.
So he literally just wants a fucking Star Wars movie with a bunch of references to stuff so people can look at the screen and just clap. That's all he wants, to be fed a bunch of references to the games that he's played.
It feels nothing like that. It's like they didn't bother trying to be faithful. They just wanted to get those elements on the screen in any mishmash, smashed way.
Smashed.
It doesn't feel like Mario.
Got a reference to Super Smash Bros?
The end of the movie is so weird. Without spoiling, there's a big resolution where Mario and Luigi finally kind of man up and team up and they face Bowser mano a mano. And through this clever tactic, they beat him.
Except they're 2-on-1.
But the question is, why wasn't that clever tactic ever used earlier in the movie? This is an element that was introduced early on in the movie and was forgotten about till the end. You could have literally beaten him at any point in the movie using this, but you didn't remember it till the last minute of the movie so that you can have your happy ending resolution.
What is he even talking about?
Also, and this is a minor spoiler, but I will tell you, it's so odd. At the end of the movie, the Mushroom Kingdom spills into real-life Brooklyn, New York, and all the people there are like, huh? But it's funny because at first they're all like, what the hell's going on? What are these giant turtles invading? And then within seconds, it's like, fine, everything's fine. Like, what?
You really don't know how much time passed. Even though, yeah, that's not really explained. But again, it's a lighthearted children's movie based on a Nintendo video game. You don't really need to try too hard to explain stuff like this. There's no point in doing this. Just let it be the way it is, and that's it. It's really not that deep. It's not supposed to be super everything makes sense and everything is over-explained.
Oh, they're not ripping their hair out of their head that interdimensional creatures are invading New York. Oh no, it's fine because the Mario Brothers are here and they're saving the day and everything's happy. Like, what?
It's not supposed to be realistic in any way.
No, a dimensional tear just opened. Are you not losing your mind? Are you not like, you know what I mean? Like they act like it's nothing. And so,
oh yeah, that's what he was confused about. Thank you, Tractor Goose. He was confused about the fact that Bowser didn't use the Superstar because he wanted to give it to Peach and he wanted both of them to harness the power, I guess, so they could both be super powerful and rule the whole world.
At the end of the day, after watching this movie, I have to conclude it's a children's movie.
Oh, yes! Yes! The floor is made out of floor, Phil.
This movie doesn't have any kind of complex plot line. It really doesn't even have much of a coherent plot line. It's just...
That's a controversial opinion. The bottom line is, this kids movie is a kids movie. And that's final.
We gotta do this. Now we're going here to do this. Now we're going here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. Go to here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. Go to here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. You don't see any character development in the characters besides Luigi. There's one moment of character development at the end of the movie, and that's
He
it.
so desperately wants to be nostalgia critic.
Well, but he only ends up being nostalgic and critical, but not both. And it's not like nostalgia critic is somebody that you really want to be.
Everyone else just kind of stays in their lane of who they are.
He's way better than Phil any day of the week.
And there's a lot of action that's just kind of frivolous action that doesn't really go anywhere. Like I said, there's tons of references to Mario, but none of them are really utilized to explain anything or make it feel like anything is of worth. Here's a perfect example. In one scene, they'll start playing a theme from Super Mario Brothers, the original game. Then all of a sudden, it transitions to an orchestral theme.
After I finished watching the children's movie, I realized it is a children's movie.
Yeah, why wasn't there any gore? Of course, a 3 out of 5 Silvano thumbs. But how was this kids movie a kids movie? I expected it to be very mature and serious in tone. What? Fucking idiots, dude. Big up Snood for the contribution in 8 months,
Super Mario
dude.
64, and then all of a sudden, there's a song from Super Mario Galaxy. And if you know those games, you're like, oh, this is neat. But why did they do that mishmash of themes all together like that? Why don't they have a continuous running theme throughout the movie that's the theme of the movie? If you actually watch great franchises like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, they all have those synonymous scenes. Star Wars, dun 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 dun, or Lord of the Rings.
This is the dumbest shit I've heard in my life.
Dun 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 dun, and you
because Mario already had a theme song for the franchise, you fucking numbskull dipshit lobotomite.
Hear those in the movie, you get goosebumps. Why didn't
you got the fucking Mario theme.
They just use the Mario theme as the theme to hold this together and gel it together and play it through the whole movie. Instead, they just mishmashed random Mario themes and smashed them together. And then guess what else they did? They purchased licensed music.
Okay, I have to say, the licensed music is the only thing that I can complain about in this movie. It felt really out of place. It was obnoxious, and it's just a bunch of songs that kind of took me out of the movie. Because you get like a random, I don't know if it was Eye of the Tiger, but it was something similarly overplayed.
Yes, there's actual like mainstream music from other movies you've heard a million times. How many times have you heard Holding Out for a Hero in a movie?
Oh yeah, it was that one.
Short Circuit 2. I heard it in freaking Saints Row 3. It's been in
Saints Row 3. Is that a movie?
And they got Holding Out for a Hero in the.
He's giving you 2 examples, one of which is a video game, which is good shit, Phil.
Mario movie.
Good shit.
Played out. It almost feels to me like the writers had an idea for what
in Short Circuit 2, isn't that a video game as well? How many times have you heard this in a movie? Here's 2 video games you've heard this in.
But they just kind of gave into common tropes of what's expected in kind of a generic action movie for kids, rather than trying to actually make this a Mario movie. Like, no exaggeration. You could remove all the Mario elements, and it could still be a good movie for kids, but it didn't really add anything having the Mario elements. I mean it. Like, it just didn't feel meaningful to me as a Mario
It wasn't
movie.
meaningful.
I would expect this is how we're going to take Mario to the big screen, introduce him to the world, and we're going to have all these cool, meaningful memes and tropes and things that are going to come out.
Meaningful memes.
You want to know the one meme that came out?
The moment he says meaningful, I want to stomp his head in the curb. This is the single most obnoxious fucking thing he ever says. Ever. 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 Even when he used to say the bottom line is, like he's cutting a wrestling promo, like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin's lobotomized fucking brother-in-law, it was less obnoxious than this.
Out of this movie, Peaches. Do you know what that is? At one point, Bowser, played by Jack Black, sits down at a piano, and he's supposed to be the big bad of the movie, the ominous character threatening everyone, and he plays a love ballad to Princess Peach about his crush about her.
Okay.
He's like, I wanna, treat you well for the rest of your life. You're gonna be with me, peaches, 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 and that's it. And every time he plays it, he gets interrupted. So it's not even like a full-length song. And by the way, the song's not funny. Like, it would have been one thing if it like big hilarious punch.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything special too.
The joke's supposed to be, oh, he's the big bad, but he's sensitive. Look, he plays the song. It's not even funny. Somehow it became a meme on the internet. I don't know why. The song's not good and it's not funny. So why are we memeing it?
Maybe you're just not the target demographic for memes, Phil. You just don't get them. You're a boomer at heart and at face. So just give it up. Just let the kids have fun. It's not for you, as some people would say. It's not targeted at you.
Right? There was like almost no memeable moments in the movie.
Memeable moments.
Like Toad with his one-liners and stuff. But it doesn't really work. It kind of falls flat. And by the end of the movie, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even kidding you, I started nodding off at the end of the movie. I was
That's because you were drunk, dumbass motherfucker.
bored. Because I was like, nothing here is really meaningful.
He nods off playing fucking video games while being watched by actual hundreds of people. What do you think this means right now? Do you think people are gonna take it seriously? Dude, I started falling asleep when I'm known for falling asleep.
The writing's kind of bad. It's definitely writing for kids. It's not really, doesn't have anything there for adults. And as a lifelong fan of Mario, I got bored of them just taking something from a Mario game and cramming it into the movie with no meaning, no explanation. It was not very good, honestly. Like, the actual visual style, amazing. Okay? The voice acting, perfectly fine. I don't care about having, you know, Star-Lord as Mario. I don't care that Jack
Star-Lord as Mario.
None of that mattered to me.
But did they do a good job, though? I know you don't care about them. Do you think they did a good job at what they were basically hired to do? I thought Jack Black was awesome. He was basically carrying the whole movie, voice acting wise. And then I thought the dude who was Donkey Kong's dad also did a pretty good job. Mario, I thought Chris Pratt was fine. And Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, I thought was fine. The rest of them, like, they did a good job. I can't complain about it.
A fine job in their roles. The problem was the plot was just not very good. It was boring. It droned on. For a 90-minute movie, I shouldn't be nodding off. I should be feeling like the movie's too short. It feels like the movie's too long.
I felt like it was too short.
Really ever going on, and it just kind of doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. The resolution doesn't feel very satisfying. And at the end of the day, when the movie ends, you're kind of like, I think they kind of missed the mark here. Like, the point of making a mainstream Mario movie should have been to convert the video games into a movie. Not, let's take...
Yeah, but no. Because in the beginning, as he said, this was supposed to be the stepping stone for a lot more video games to come to the big screen. And you have to target people who are watching the big screen and not hardcore Mario fans. Because they're not gonna make that movie go #1 and break a bunch of records, but the normies will.
Random things from each game.
So no, they can do this further down the line.
Reminder, he watched this over 3 sittings.
For real? Did he say this? 3 sittings? An hour-and-a-half movie? I don't think that's right. But it might be. But I'm not exactly sure.
Together, add pop culture references, add music that's licensed from pop culture, and just homogenize it into another Illumination movie. That's exactly what they did. And by the way, I'm a fan of movies like Despicable Me and Minions because those were original plots. Things that were made original, you know, the first time you're seeing them. They weren't based on anything else. So when you're watching those movies, you're interested in where they're going. Here I'm like, when are we going to get to Mario Brothers? And by the end of the movie, you're like, we never got to Mario Brothers. We just saw a generic action movie for kids that happened to have Mario Brothers characters and music in it. So I didn't really like it. And I know that's going to be kind of disappointing for a lot of...
So he didn't really like it. That's the actual ending.
People who were...
Let's see the actual score.
I was going to say I loved it. I actually didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of meh. I was bored at parts. I was disappointed there was no running theme of Mario. I was really disappointed when they used the licensed music. The plot had no development whatsoever for 99% of the characters. They were just kind of there to be there. And at the end of the day, I felt like it was a meaningless story. Like, it didn't really tell anything. It just happened, and now
we literally get the meaningful meme. The bottom line is it wasn't meaningful.
Mario Brothers are in the Mushroom Kingdom, and if they have a sequel, you know, there's a little Easter egg at the end hinting at Yoshi being in the next one.
Okay.
Great, I guess. And you know there's going to be a next one because this one made so much money. But again, unless it has meaning.
Like, wasn't this the point? To kickstart the franchise for Nintendo so they can make infinite amounts of Mario movies that are going to have all the references and all the fucking video game shit you want for the hardcore fans. But you need to try this with the casuals first. You actually need to impress them so they can show up again. And they can make your first movie successful.
For example, if the next one was Super Mario World and introduced the plot line that Bowser now has Koopa kids you have to fight, and there's a world taken over with these different, like there's a chocolate land and there's this different themed land, and Mario's doing all that stuff.
Different themed land.
But that's the thing, like, they didn't do that in this one. They had opportunity to utilize everything from the Mario games to make, like, segments of the movie. They didn't bother doing that. If anything, they did it for a quick montage and then went back to their kind of generic plot and missed on the whole point of making a Mario movie. So, great if Yoshi's in the next one, but if Yoshi's in the next one, it has nothing to do with Super Mario World, you kind of missed the point again. So, I didn't really like it. I'm sorry, you know, the animation was the best part for me. And hearing some nostalgic themes and every once in a while an Easter egg. Outside of that, I was pretty darn bored. Like I said, I literally almost nodded off at the end of the movie. I was like, oh, I had to keep myself awake.
Wow, that review.
And the ending sucked.
Good thing that the people outside of his target audience didn't come across this review, because he would get fucking roasted.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe this movie was made solely for kids. Maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe this is a way to introduce Mario to children, right? Because I actually heard a lot of people around, even on my streams, but in real life, saying they liked the movie. Maybe if you're not someone who's played every Mario game, you're someone who's not looking for that in there, and all you care about that it's Mario, because you know what Mario is, then maybe you loved the movie. But for me, I was like, wasn't what I want. It wasn't what I was expecting. Like, imagine if they make a Legend of Zelda movie next.
Why were your expectations like this then? You set your expectations to be unrealistic. So his case scenario for him to be impressed is for them to make a movie that's for somebody who has played all the Mario games and he knows everything, which is a very small portion of the people just globally that watch movies.
But it doesn't have any of the elements of plot of Zelda. There's no major Master Sword. There's no Triforce. There's no Ganon, or there is Ganon, but he's generic and boring. It doesn't have the ominous tone of the character from the games, but instead they...
And again, we get a shitty analogy segment, which is another shitty fucking gimmick for these review videos.
Cram all the Zelda shit in there, but it's definitely just an action movie for kids with jokes and pop culture and shit in it. You'd be like, huh? Why'd they do that? They have all these awesome fantasy elements you can use to make an amazing story out of all those Zelda games and make a movie out of it. Imagine if they just ignored all those elements and instead said, here's a generic, another Illumination movie that just happened to have Zelda characters in it. That's kind of how I felt about the Mario movie. I hope they don't do that with Zelda, because Zelda, the lore is great. I mean, there's insanely good lore there to dive into. Why would you ignore it all? And that's what I kind of like they felt that they did here. I don't know what happened. So... that's my review of the Mario movie. Honestly,
you didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
There you go.
If I had to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, I'd probably give it a thumbs down. I wouldn't even give it a man. I'd be like, nah, I didn't really like it, you know? Sucks because I really wanted to like it, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to be honest, I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I hope that if they make a sequel, it's more in line with what you would expect of the wonder and the lore of the Mario world, and having more of that treated respectfully and interestingly, rather than just saying, oh, it's a Mario movie, cram all that shit into 90 minutes and have none of it make any sense. I hope they do a better job next time. What did you think of the Mario movie? Leave a comment on this video. Let me know if I'm absolutely crazy insane, or if you kind of agree with me, or maybe you fall somewhere in the middle. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts. And of course, engagement helps this channel. So please, by all means, share your thoughts on the Mario movie. I'd love to hear them, but for me, no sir, I didn't like it. Thanks for watching my review, and I'll see you soon.
Suck my balls. This was a shitty ass review, and then we got this thing that's not even edited in. It's a manual thanks for watching screen. Wow, big ups Nazralius for the sub, dude. And that's gonna be it, man. Almost 3 hours of chill hanging out, interacting, and meaningful social connections and interactions. I would like to see the like to dislike ratio on this one. Do they have the... hold on. Return YouTube dislikes for Edge, because I'm using Edge. But this should work on everything. Okay. Install. There we go. Get the extension ship. And then that should be it. Now I should just reload the page. And... yeah, 143. So basically, in general, nobody really cared about this review. And it was supposed to be a controversial one. So I guess he clickbaited it very wrong. Because... the title is trash. I mean, it says my DSP reacts review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. And by this point, he dropped probably a couple of thousand views off. He should have just said the Super Mario movie is not what you'd expect. And on the thumbnail would be like, is it bad? With like a big soy face and a big like, question mark. And instead, the thumbnail is dog shit, because there was, I guess, nobody to make him a thumbnail. So if you don't really have a custom thumbnail, then you just, yeah, this is the thumbnail. Look at this. It's just him giving a weird face. Like, he just did something that gave him a weird face. So yeah, this is, he obviously didn't give a fuck. If this was KO Gaming Phil, he would have clickbaited the shit out of this. Super Mario Brothers, more like dog shit, fucking ass turd Mario Brothers. Am I right? And then it would get like 5 million views. And the thumbnail would be like, shittiest movie ever? Question mark? Yeah. But this channel not doing very well. It's not very bright. He did watch the Street Fighter analysis that the guy did of him. And I didn't care. I didn't watch it. Not interested. Do not care. And the rest of this channel is pretty down the toilet. I mean, 400 views for 13 days. Not good. Stinky, stinky. Stinky, stinky. Then we got a great freestyle rap. Staying in bed. 3 months! And he did a Rob Gavigan video, which... shit. And the thumbnails are bad, so, you know, a random person is never clicking on this. And if they click on this, let's click on a random video. Like an actual random DSP reacts. This one.
Alrighty, everyone.
And then you get this.
DSP versus the internet. This is part 5 for June 17th, 2023. I hope that you guys are enjoying the show.
And nobody's watching. You lost probably a couple of thousand people for 10 seconds. Because you gotta kick off, especially if it's a random guy, you gotta kick off the video in an aggressive way. You gotta be, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil with another fucking hot gout-ridden fucking video. Let's react. Raw! And that's it. You know, you gotta catch them. And you have to have subtitles for every single word you say. It has to be a separate screen. So yeah, that's a lot of work. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll be seeing you around. I gotta make some custom thumbnails for these streams, because I haven't for the last 2 streams. I'm getting fucking lazy, dude. So anyways, see you guys around. That's been it. Thanks for everybody watching, supporting. And if you didn't, thanks for chilling, interacting, watching this in the background while you're washing dishes. And fucking bitches. Yeah. So yeah, I'll see you around. Big ups.